This is strange. I think it's starting to come back. Bless America.
Well, who can get it back?
It's coming back on now. Alright. I gotta mute it again. Okay, muted.
Are we live?
Oh, shoot. Well, we got 6 minutes. I'm too loud, I guess.
NBC Wednesday Mystery Movie will not be seen tonight, but will return in 2 weeks at its regular time.
Hiya, boys and girls. I've got a great show for you today, and you're going to like it.
Cheap? If I were cheap, would I have bought all these little Debbies? These nutty bars, Star Crunch, oatmeal cream pies?
Who are you fooling, cheapo? Most Little Debbies cost less than 10 cents a snack cake.
You're kidding.
Little Debbie snack cakes. Great taste, great variety, great value, too. Little Debbie has a snack for you.
Gee, I could have gotten banana twins, too.
Going to be a little short. About 70 miles. Hey, this is Bob for Texaco Hope in the Gulf of Mexico. When you come this far out for oil, you usually have to drill in deeper water. Not too long ago, we could only operate in shallow water. How deep is it here, Don?
260 feet, Bob. That's a lot more than some of your drives.
Oh, funny. 260 feet. You know, when you come this far and drill in these deep waters for oil, it can cost up to 6 times more than drilling on land. But we've got to do this if America's to become less dependent on unreliable sources of oil from abroad. At Texaco, we're working to keep your trust.
Tired of lettuce and tomato hamburgers in this town that don't quite make it? Yeah! You say that just once you'd like your hamburger hot and your lettuce and tomato cool and crisp all at the same time? Yeah! Well, I say you got it. I'm talking McDonald's new lettuce and tomato hamburger, the McDLT. I'm talking quarter-pound of beef on the hot side.
And the hot stays hot.
The new McDLT.
Hot, hot.
Crisp lettuce and tomato on the cool side.
And the cool stays cool.
The new McDLT.
Cool crisp.
The beef stays hot, the cool stays crisp. Put it together, you can't resist. The hottest taste, the coolest dish.
Keep it hot, hot. Keep it cool, cool. McDLT, McDLT. Hot beefy McD. Cool crisp LT. McDLT. It's a good time. Hot beefy McD.
For the great taste,
Cool crisp LT.
of McDonald's. Could be the best tasting lettuce and tomato hamburger ever.
New McD. LT.
Guess who put their heads together in a shaving combination that saves you 60 cents? Persona stainless steel double-edged blades. And new Burma Shave. You first. You get not blades, but British processed Persona stainless for more comfortable shaves. Plus new Burma Shave starts soaking action faster to soak rings around every other leading lather. Both for 98 cents. You save 60 cents. It's at your store. I'll race you.
sock it to me?
What a guest list. Eddie Albert, Laney Kazan, George Kirby, Charlie Manna, and many more. What a show. The Ed Sullivan Show, tonight.
Alice, you missed with the toast. You missed with the eggs.
Be a sport, Herbie. Try the coffee.
Coffee? Oh, your coffee's always a real treat.
This time it's instant Maxwell House coffee, like your mother makes.
Alice!
Herbie, you can't miss with instant Maxwell House coffee. You're just gonna love it.
That's great.
I knew it.
That's great tasting coffee, Alice.
Then it's all right about the toast?
Uh-huh.
And about the eggs?
Uh-huh. Just pour me another cup of that crazy coffee.
You can't miss with instant Maxwell House coffee. Right?
Great tasting coffee, Alice.
It's another fine product of General Foods.
Wow, the new Pontiac! What a sweetheart! The Pontiac! What a beauty!
The new Pontiac. What a gas.
Don't get left behind. See your Pontiac dealer and break away.
Hey, Sergeant, you want some of this new Cool Whip topping?
Later, pile. I'm getting in shape in case our Cool Whip contest winner's a girl. Anybody can win a trip to Hollywood and a guest appearance on the show.
With us?
Yeah. What a prize. Just send your name and address on the side label or write the words Cool Whip on a piece of paper. Get full details at your grocer's freezer. Over 1,000 other prizes, too.
Cool Whip. Mmm.
Pile!
The show will start in 2 minutes.
Come on, kids, get your sweaters. Let's go. Bye, Mom.
Hot water wash. Okay. Cold water wash. Pretty clean. Oh, they didn't look that good. When can I stop kidding myself?
Right now. Out of the future comes all-temperature cheer with the all-temperature clean.
Must have powerful ingredients.
Certainly they're powerful. To give you the best-looking wash your world has seen in hot water, warm, cool, cold, and everything in between.
Terrific. Now that's white.
Cheer gives you a great-looking white in hot water.
And in cold water, that's clean.
Cheer beats even the leading cold water detergent.
Wait till you see my kids tomorrow.
I'll be watching. All-temperature cheer.
Boy, is this stuff clean and at all those temperatures. All temperature.
It's the first show of the new year, and the Captain and Tennille do it right. With their guests Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr., John Biner, Muhammad Ali, and Joe Namath. It's the new 1977 Captain and Tennille.
How about a movie tonight, huh?
Wow, what's that aftershave you're wearing?
Your high karate aftershave is so powerful, it drives women right out of their minds. That's why we have to put instructions on self-defense in every package. High karate, the brisk splash-on aftershave that smooths and soothes and cools. High karate, aftershave, cologne, and gift sets. High karate, be careful how you use it.
And now, on with the show.
Now, everyone at home, mecca lecca hi, mecca hiney ho. Mecca lecca hi, mecca hiney ho.
Wasn't that crazy?
That was.
It was crazy as all get out. I tell you what. It really was. All right. Here we are. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you fine.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Can you hear you?
Nope. That's okay.
Great video, Tom, as always.
That's all right.
Wasn't that video sequence cool?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very nostalgic.
I was just asking you. I didn't know Cheer was still around. I guess it is.
Cheer,
yeah,
Cheer product is still around.
All temperature.
All temperature. But what I liked about it was how they stole from Star Trek.
Yeah.
And got away with it.
Looked like Mr. Spock with the pointed ears there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but they didn't. I mean, that's just a generic suit. It didn't have, Star Trek written on it.
No, but they copied the ears and the hair and
they copied just as much as they could without being sued.
Getting away with it.
Well, Paramount Pictures.
I'm sure that NBC and Star Trek kind of like that. It's free
yeah,
publicity,
they might have. Hey, give us a call at 678-615-7560.
That would work.
And that will. It
that
should
would
work. It should work. If you want to get into the conversation, even though we just started. So anyway, so I'm here with Al.
Ta-da!
Al Hardee.
There you go. Yeah, I love that.
And I'm here with Chance Bartels. There we go. That's right.
That sounds
familiar. Of the nostalgic Podblast.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar. Yeah. So, and then you're here with me. Yeah. Okay.
That suits him perfect.
You share the same theme.
Well,
no, it's different. It's different.
Oh, I can't hear. Oh, you're absolutely correct.
So here, that's
mine.
I'm a good listener.
This is called Pop Invasion.
That's right.
It's not like a Pop Invasion.
And this is mine.
Yeah. Much different. It's not alike at all.
And this is yours.
Yeah.
A little different.
The power station. Yep.
Yeah, a little power station. Yeah.
This has been a Filmways presentation, darling.
So that's it. That's it for today. Goodbye, folks.
You need Donna Douglas, too, for next time.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, you're right. I do.
Ellie Mae.
Ellie Mae Clampett, Beverly Hillbillies.
By the way, I've been on a Beverly Hillbillies kick ever since decades.
Here's
ran a
guy
weekend
here.
marathon.
I've seen the Beverly Hillbillies so many times.
Thanks for interrupting.
Well, you interrupted me at lunch. But anyway, he now has just discovered the Beverly Hillbillies.
I'd never seen it. I'd seen
you had never seen it?
Not from the beginning, and I'm really enjoying it. The one's written by Paul Henning, who created it.
Well, he did most
and
of
there was
them.
a lot of continuity in the early episodes. It's like a soap opera in terms of continuity. There's a lot of development early on where they're learning new gadgets and modern technology at the time, and it holds up. It's not dated, it's funny, and it's not stupid. Like, it became stupid. The ones I saw must have been from season 9, but hell, it lasted 9 seasons. And did you know it was #1 in the ratings? I'm sure you did know this. In its debut season, 1962 and 1963 and 1964, #1 in Nielsen ratings back then. And then it maintained in the top 10 or top 12 position all the way to the end. And then, as we've talked about in previous shows, the CBS purge of rural, and they also got rid of Hogan's Heroes because Norman Lear's shows came in.
Green Acres they got rid of?
That's a rural show, correct. And that was another Paul Henning show. Petticoat Junction was
we need to find out
canceled.
the name of the guy that, because there's just one person. It's not like they all sat around on a table and said, let's do a rural purge.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the story I hear, but you hear stories.
In the beginning, Hee Haw was on CBS.
True.
Oh, wow, yeah.
True.
It was,
but the story you hear was the guy's wife didn't like the show. So that's why it got canceled.
Which show?
No, I don't know.
Like country shows?
Yeah, but you hear those stories. You don't know what's true, what's not
but
true.
But the networks went through this with westerns too. At one time in the 50s, there were westerns all over.
It dominated the airwaves.
It dominated the airwaves.
There's my bulb. I thought I had it with the projector. There it is.
A bulb for a 16 millimeter projector?
16 millimeter projector.
ELC bulb?
Yep.
Oh, 250 watts?
I thought I could sell you
250
one.
volts, rather?
Yeah.
25?
Yeah, whatever it is.
So, getting back to The Purge, so there recently was a 2-hour special celebrating Norman Lear's 100th birthday.
Right.
That ABC aired. And I'm not going to go where we talked about at lunch because some of it's a bit controversial, but overall they did a pretty good job. And Tony Danza actually sang Norman Lear's
Tony
song.
Danza was there?
He was there. He's gray, but he I didn't know he could sing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he sang like a pro. And, a lot of the mainstay surviving Norman Lear actors and actresses were there. And there were some people I felt didn't belong, but that weren't a part of the Norman Lear legacy that were there. But
how old is he now?
It was 100.
100. Have you got Hulu?
I do not.
Oh, I thought you.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. You can check it on Hulu.
Yeah.
Is that your point?
Yeah, that was my point for bringing it up.
Well,
And,
go ahead.
I said Tom Hanks. I already mentioned him, didn't I? Tom Hanks gave a nice, rousing speech. Of course, Rob Reiner was there, who a lot of people find him very polarizing, but he actually was non-political in his speech. He gave a really nice.
Rob Reiner?
Rob Reiner, yeah, he actually spoke from the heart, and I thought ABC did a good job. And there was a guy, Jay Farrow, who's an SNL, Saturday Night Live comedian. He did a spot-on impression of Trump, and it wasn't mean-spirited. It was, he's an African-American gentleman. He sounded just like former President Trump.
Yeah, he's SNL. Is it SNL, right?
Saturday Night
Yeah,
Live.
I think I've seen that guy before. Yeah.
He was born in 1987. He says when he's on stage doing his stand-up.
Well,
I was born in 87, but I appreciate
What's
Norman
the
Lear.
deal with SNL? They say it's going to go away.
Well, it should.
Yeah.
I don't know.
NBC is doing all sorts of crazy things, like relegating their soap operas to streaming only on Peacock.
Oh,
They're
really?
taking it off network. Days of Our Lives. It's been on network NBC since 1965 when it debuted. Yet CBS is still going strong with Young and the Restless and their soaps like Bold and the Beautiful on network TV. So
They'll
I
be
think
gone
that's strange.
eventually, probably.
Well, I tell you, I stream more than anything, and I feel bad for MeTV and the other diginets that I think do a great job with their programming, because streaming has got to be cutting into their profits. When they started 12 years ago, 15 years ago, they probably didn't foresee this happening, where their profits and their advertising revenue is just getting cut.
And speaking of
because of
MeTV,
streaming.
Sinclair owns a bunch of television stations.
Well,
all
that's a
across the
problem right
country.
there. But
And they're deleting MTV off their subchannels.
You mean MeTV?
Well,
You said
Sinclair,
MTV.
Well,
what you said.
MeTV, yeah. Sinclair is deleting MeTV, and they're putting their networks on there, like they own Comet and several others.
And didn't you say they own Cozy? Or is that? I thought NBC.
no, I thought Sony owned Cozy.
They might.
Yeah, Sony.
Cozy is affiliated with NBC and Xfinity Comcast. I mean, that's an NBC property. I don't know, though. I mean, maybe they do.
Well, I know
should know, but
they own a comedy channel, one of the comedy channels. Or something.
Well, Allen Media Group, who owns the Weather Channel, owns a comedy channel too. So there's so many. There was several comedy. There was Ha. You remember Ha with the exclamation mark?
Yeah, that became the Comedy Central
Yes,
network.
it did. Yes, it did. So the networks are
They
always
rebranded.
changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Sci-Fi used to be SCIFI, then it changed to SY.
I remember when it hit the scene in 1992. I was in college, and we didn't get it in the Atlanta market. And I was out of state in college at Marshall University, and I was so delighted I could get the Sci-Fi Channel, being a geek that I am. But now with streaming, it's right there at your fingertips.
It is.
I mean, it's
Sci-Fi
amazing.
is 30 years old.
30 years
old now.
And it looks it too. No, just
Well, no, I watched it the other day. They ran a marathon of Twilight Zones.
Yeah.
Oh, did they? Okay.
And they have a good original programming on Sci-Fi.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they have
they
for
do.
some time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They and they do Resident Alien. I'm a fan of Resident Alien, although so far this season
You've been watching that? I saw trailers for it. It looks pretty interesting.
it is good. The first couple seasons are very well written, but the newest season maybe not quite as good.
But I've never been a person to watch something on a daily, a weekly basis. I like to watch a whole movie and be done with it. I don't follow.
And you will watch a movie even if it's bad.
I have never walked out of a movie, or watching a movie. If I didn't like it, I still watched it.
Well, let me.
Not like
wait,
Tom.
Wait, let me tell you something.
What?
The camera's on me right now, so let me tell you, folks. If there's a movie, let me get closer. If there's a movie or a TV show that you don't like, don't watch it. Don't watch it. If there's a movie, turn it off.
But
wait, let me finish.
watch.
And take your popcorn with you if you're at the movie theater. Okay.
Well, you can
It's been a paid
you can read a
political announcement.
synopsis of the series or movie and then figure out if you want to watch it or not.
Well, that's true. That's true. You can.
Can I try to play a quick clip?
Yeah.
This is relating to the Norman Lear special. We talked about this at lunch. It's non-offensive.
Yeah.
A little bit of rewriting of history. I'll just set the stage real quick.
Are we going to talk about Norman Lear? Whole show?
No, but we got to have something to talk about. We're free-forming. We don't have a script. My friend. All right, so to set the stage, Norman Lear is talking about how he had some people show up at his office back in the day in 1974,
Wow.
members of the Black Panther Party that were complaining about the way African Americans were depicted in Good Times, which had just began on CBS at that time, saying, wait, you're showing people of color working 3 jobs, living in the ghetto. And I feel like they rewrote history. Let me just play a little bit of the clip. Hopefully the audio will be okay. Let's see if this will work.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm waiting for you to play it. Oh, you're playing it from your phone.
Yeah.
That was potting up your computer.
That's okay. Let me see if this will work.
Okay.
Here we go.
It said that some black people didn't like Good Times. Yeah. The Black Panthers came to my office. My secretary came in and said, I've got a couple of African American guys out here who want to see the Garbage Man. And they say you're the Garbage Man. Why can't there be, you got one black family on television and the guy's holding down 3 jobs and, they're having such a difficult time. There are black people in this country who are doing well. And I tried to tell them that we had that in mind when we were thinking about a show we hoped to do. So after that visit, you came up with the Jeffersons.
All right, that's a bit of rewriting of history because, as we all talked about at lunch at Longhorn Steaks, free plug, it was great lunch. The Jeffersons were around since the very first All in the Family.
Yeah, that's what I thought
January 1971. Lionel Jefferson was introduced in the pilot, and his mother, Louise, was on it. Now, you didn't see George until season 4 of All in the Family, but still, that was before the Jeffersons debuted in January 75 as a spinoff of All in the Family. So I don't know if Norman Lear during that interview corrected Jimmy Kimmel and they edited it out or what, but because I just thought that was kind of strange. Like, Jimmy Kimmel's making it sound like because the Black Panthers complained, then he created the Jeffersons. No, I study TV history, and it just irritates me when things are not factual.
Yeah,
but they did a good job of the special. How the heck did Jimmy Kimmel get so
enamored,
tight with Norman Lear?
Well, because Jimmy Kimmel has become very popular on ABC.
Absolutely,
and they like him. So he, just like Al might like so-and-so, or you might like Lee Majors, or whatever the case may be. If you were in Kimmel's place, you would have Lee Majors on your show, wouldn't you?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Al, who would you have on your show?
I'm going to have him on our show.
Well, I understand that, but Al, who would you have on your show if you were in Jimmy Kimmel's position?
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen, there you go. And he doesn't do...
He doesn't do talk. Well, he did in the beginning.
Yes, he did.
He did in the beginning.
Because he was on Carson a few times, more than a few times. But,
and he was on Dick Cavett.
But if you were in Jimmy Kimmel's position, you would be elevated up here, and he would know who you are.
Right,
and
right.
if you ask him or approach him, he might do a show. Same with Norman Lear. And Norman, he's 100 years old, or he was 97 or 96 when Kimmel first approached him about that first redo show.
Right.
Yeah. And
with Woody Harrelson as Archie Bunker,
which I watched, and to me it wasn't that bad. It was worth a watch. Will I ever watch it again? Probably not. Did you ever see it?
No, I never.
I mean, it was okay.
The Jeffersons wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And they redid Facts of Life, for goodness sake.
Yes, they did. And
Lisa Welchel sang the theme song.
Yes,
Blair.
And I like how they did the theme song, and how they, in all 3 of those shows, how they reenacted that. Jennifer Hudson do
the Jeffersons moving on up.
Yeah, Jeffersons.
By Janet Dubois sang the original. Janet Dubois. That's how you pronounce her name, actually. Yeah. And she was an actress on Good Times. She played Velma. No, I keep screwing that up. Velma was the older sister.
No, Velma was on Scooby-Doo.
Anyway,
my favorite show of that genre was Sanford and Son.
Well, see.
No, okay. I know I messed up. Someone's going to write us, Chance. No, it was so and such. That wasn't one of my shows. I love the Jeffersons, but
I like the Jeffersons too.
I love. And I'm not going to go there.
I like Bookman, but I'm
not going to go there. But one of my favorite Sanford and Son episodes was when Fred Sanford went to court.
Oh yeah.
And I won't. That scene is on YouTube. It's all over the place. I won't even talk about it. But I'll just say that scene. I can't believe they did that. I can't.
And they
would
say the N-word and stuff.
Yeah, they would.
By the way, they played in the Norman Lear 2-hour special. They played clips of the Jeffersons. They bleeped out the N-word, but they left in honky.
Wow, go figure.
But I learned and I studied. I said honky. That's not a slam that really stuck.
No,
it's pretty dated. And I looked it up. Do you know the origin of that word? Mm-mm. This is really sad and serious, but apparently, I hate to say it, but slave masters would use a horn when it was time to plow the field, and they go honk 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 honk.
Oh, so there you go.
So it's a slam, and that's a warranted slam against not all white people per se, but slave owners for sure. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
What do you think,
little
Al?
history there. And I have one other quick clip. This is 20 seconds, just 20 seconds.
All right.
And then I'll step off the Norman Lear
Is
special.
this
I just
the
think
Chance Bartels show?
Yeah. Yes,
no, but I want to play this. This was the only offensive thing to me, and it's 20 seconds long. This is someone, I don't know who she is. She has a show, Pat.
Pat.
Rhymes with fat. This is a rather large comedian of color.
Yeah.
And here she is on stage. This is supposedly to pay tribute to Norman Lear's 100th birthday. And here's a little joke she told. Let me see if I can.
Oh.
It is crazy you did that in 1972. To this day, old white men are still making baby laws when they know they don't work no more.
That's it. Okay.
Wow.
So you're dividing your. Okay, we're not going to go there. That's not what the show's about. But I thought that's not funny.
Yeah, but that's why I don't like. That's why I don't care for Kimmel anymore. Because if he's not Trump bashing, which I don't care if it's Reagan bashing, I don't care if it's Biden bashing, but. Come on, get off your soapbox and move on with the comedy. Yeah,
yes.
Entertain us.
Well, the best.
Well, this lady's name, like I said, her name's Pat, but
I
rhymes
never
with
watch
fat, and
those
that's what she
shows
is. She's
anymore.
fat.
The only
I don't
one that
either.
I really liked
I don't
was
either.
Craig Ferguson.
Same here.
Yeah,
Same
Craig
here.
Ferguson should have been
Hilarious
on
as
CBS
all
after
get
David
out.
Letterman, and Letterman's going to be on Kimmel Tuesday night as we're live.
Yeah.
I'll watch it because I like Letterman. I know Letterman's kind of, for some people, gone off the rails, but I'm an old school fan from the NBC days.
And I may watch it too,
CBS.
just because you told me about it. And I'll watch it on Hulu. But
have you seen his YouTube channel once a week or
who,
so?
Letterman?
Yeah, he does like a 3-minute bit with Barbara Gaines, his former PA, and it's funny.
Yeah.
And it's deadpan, like
I've
it's
seen some of
classic
those.
Dave.
I've seen
Anyway,
some of
Has he got that
and it's not
nasty? Has he still
political.
got the beard?
Yeah, it's not as long as it was,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's, you know, I wish somebody would do something with Kramer. Michael Richards, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was a funny person until
he
got
screwed
in
up
trouble.
bad in that comedy routine with the hecklers.
But
anyway.
Craig Ferguson was the best, though. I loved his show.
He was very good.
With Jeff the Robot?
Yeah, Jeff the Robot. Yep.
He was great.
Exactly.
And so that woman was referencing Maude, which had an episode
Maude.
dealing with that topic. I won't even mention it that you heard in her little bit there.
Maude.
Anyway.
Oh,
B.
really?
Arthur.
Oh, yeah.
Back in 72,
Yep.
they dealt with that topic. Anyway.
Yeah, that was.
I think all those ladies are gone now, aren't they?
They are.
And like Esther Roll's
Betty
gone
White
for
was the
Good Time.
last one. Yeah.
A lot of those Norman Lear classic actors are gone. Bonnie Franklin from the redheaded actress.
She was one of the first ones to go.
I like her.
Yeah, and all the Jeffersons cast are gone except for dear sweet Florence. Was that a call or no?
No.
Florence, played by. Oh, I know.
Yeah. You know, I did the Trumpet Awards, and she Marla Maples. No.
Marla Maples.
And
No,
she-
Marla Maples was Trump's ex-wife.
You're
Marla,
right. You're right.
Marla Gibbs.
Marla Gibbs.
That's all right.
Sorry, folks.
That's okay.
Ooh.
We're not all
Hello.
We're old except for Chance.
Yeah, Thelma was, by the way, last thing, Good Times. Thelma was the older sister. I was thinking of Mrs. Woods, played by Janet Dubois, who sang the Jeffersons theme. She was an actress on Good Times.
Okay.
Anyway, she played Wylona.
Wylona.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to get it right.
Yeah.
And Janet Jackson was on that show as a little girl. Good
Yes,
Times.
she was. Yes, she was.
But I mean, there were so many shows I didn't realize were Norman. They were like, Who's the Boss? That's why Tony Danza was there. I never knew that was a Norman Lear thing. And Different Strokes.
But you got to wonder
Todd Bridges was there. Anyway,
how much money does that guy really still have?
Probably a lot. His wife is young and hot, Norman Lear.
Yeah, well, yeah.
What do you expect?
What do you
He's got
expect?
money,
He got
you
money.
know?
Yeah.
I'm sure and that's the thing. This woman is talking about decisions made by old white men, which is racist.
Yeah.
Old white men whose D's don't work, bleep.
Yeah, but old
You're
Hollywood.
saying that to Norman Lear, 100 years old. I'm sure his D doesn't work so great.
but
Jeez.
old Hollywood was run.
Thank goodness ours works.
Yeah, was run by old Jewish men. I mean, nothing against Jewish people. I'm just saying that's the way it was.
Right.
And that's the way it still is. I mean, Spielberg is Jewish, and nothing wrong with that, folks.
And he's got a new movie
Happy
coming out.
Rosh Hashanah, by the way.
Yeah.
Rosh Hashanah's going on right
No,
now.
I'm just saying that's how old Hollywood was run. Back
The Three
in
Stooges,
Metro
hello.
days.
Yeah.
You know, Columbia days and 20th Century Fox, etc. You know, so that wasn't our topic for today. We didn't really have a topic.
We didn't
for
have a
today,
topic.
but we got off on a topic. And let me talk about Longhorn Steak for just a second. I know we ate there, and the food was good.
It was good.
Well, the burger was good. I'll have to admit, and the baked potato I had was good.
But I know that help is hard to find these days. Our waitress was great. Mm-hmm.
She was.
No. But you didn't look around you. Obviously, you didn't. I did. The floor was dirty. The floors were dirty. It didn't used to be.
That's probably the whites.
Before COVID,
the lights were turned down so low.
But before COVID, you could eat off the floor. It seemed like it was clean, but it was dirty. And I walked back to the bathroom. It was very dirty, and I got to look into the kitchens back there, and it was dirty. And we had already eaten. I went, well, if I had seen this prior to that, I might not have eaten it. And you probably wouldn't have eaten either.
And you said did you mention the restroom?
Yeah, the restroom wasn't very clean either.
I didn't step foot in there.
And
you did. And you said it was.
It didn't smell, but
gross.
No, but it was rusty.
Gross.
But I will judge a restaurant or a place by the cleanliness of their bathroom. And I've been into places where I'm going. I was shocked that the bathroom was as clean as it was, because you weren't expecting it to be that way. But a place like Longhorn, come on.
And this is in the Stone Mountain area.
Yeah.
Of anyone that knows Atlanta.
Lilburn. I think it's.
Well, the food was good.
No.
The
food was good.
And the server was
great. You didn't hear me
like
complain about the
Tom
server
said,
or the
Basil.
food. But I just couldn't believe it. My walk to the men's room, I just could not believe how, this. Good thing the Department of Agriculture, whoever keeps those pieces of paper on the wall, don't come in here.
But did you see bugs?
No, I didn't see any bugs.
Now I have to admit, the burger was delicious. It was like.
I told you get what you pay for. He wasn't happy with the price, and I was a little.
Of course not.
No, well, I'm used to I usually eat at Longhorn for lunch on a weekday,
right?
And the burger's like $10. You get 2 sides. It was like 15. Big deal, just But I knew he was hitting the roof when he saw the menu. That's just the way Al. Al's got all the money in the world.
Well,
you wouldn't know it.
But you told me. Well, it's only $10 for a burger and fries, and I always drink water, so I said that's cool. Yeah. Get there was $15.49 for a burger, but it was very good.
Well, you got a nice big baked potato with that.
The baked potato was delicious. Yeah, it came with that.
You're gonna get fat eating that.
That's right.
That's what he says to me.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Because I was putting too much butter in my bread, and he goes, "You're gonna get fat."
And you had 2 Cokes.
Yeah, and I got a third one to go. I know it's bad. It is, but.
And I had 3 iced teas, and I've already had to go to the restroom
5 times.
5 times, whatever it was.
Well, you go out to eat with Tom. He's so funny. He has to go to the bathroom every single time.
Okay, what is it with you in the bathroom? When we did a show, Tom was working 2 weeks ago with Ron Goss. You said Chance had to take a dump. You said that on the air on the show. You said Chance had to take a dump before the show.
You were sitting there complaining and holding your stomach like, my God,
Yeah, well, I didn't do it at your home studio. At least I did it at the restaurant. This is so gross. How do we? I
don't know. How do we digress? How do we digress to such a subject?
Because we were talking about the Longhorn nasty bathroom, and it just got my mind working.
There you go.
So you're not going to go back to that Longhorn again?
I hope so.
No, I'm not. Oh, okay. I don't plan to.
Usually we would go to Chili's.
And I used to go to Longhorn a couple of years ago.
And we do the show on Sunday, and the good thing is today, this will mean nothing after the Falcons are playing in Seattle at 4 o'clock. Normally, when the Falcons are playing at 1, whether it's Chili's or Applebee's, the place is mobbed, and they're already short-staffed. So it's never a good decision to go to a place like that on game day.
I haven't been to Five Guys in a while, but they say their burgers are out of sight too, and they're not that good.
They're rather expensive. I know I bought 2 burgers and let's see, 2 burgers, 2 patties for the 2 dogs, and a couple drinks, a fry, and it was like almost $40, right at $40. Yeah. So it's not cheap eating. It's not cheap eating anywhere out anymore.
Well, that's why I eat at home most of the time.
Yeah. Well, every time I call you, you're at Donnie's or Arby's or Captain D's.
I don't know what Donnie's. Donnie's is like a Morrison's or something. It's like a mom and pop. Is it? Would you call it a buffet?
No, it's not a buffet, but it's
like a diner. It's like a Piccadilly.
It's like a
not a diner. What do you call it?
It's like country cooking. It's like a
cafeteria.
Yes. Yeah, they got new owners, and I like it.
Well, I just want to also point out the elephant in the room. I got a haircut, okay, and it looks wonderful.
That's the first thing I said when I saw you. You said your hair looks good.
And Chance, you didn't get a haircut, but your hair looks pretty good. Oh. But I want to point out something.
In the back going bald.
I want to point out something. Okay.
What is this? Pick on Al Day?
Look,
I know what you're going to say.
Look at this. He was supposed to get a haircut last week, and he didn't get one. So he looks like a shabby McNasty.
All right, well, I told you at lunch I had planned to go get a haircut on Friday.
Right.
But a fellow that I met through a mutual friend was in town from California. A guy named Chris. Chris knows a guy, him. And so he said, I have a friend of mine coming. It's from L.A. He works in the movie business.
As a movie director.
Right, he's a director. He wants to buy some movie posters. And so he said, can I give him your number? I said, sure. So he came over like on that was Wednesday. He came over Thursday. He called me up. And he came over and bought a bunch of posters from me. Right. And so he was quite happy with them. And so then he left and was happy. Well, he called me the next morning. He said, I was kind of rushed. Can I come back today and look through some more posters? And that was the day I was going to get a haircut. And so I said, sure. So if I can make some money. So he came back. Really nice fella. He's working on some movies now.
Is he going to buy any more from you?
He's going to be back in town in a couple of weeks.
We can't name names. We don't even know. You don't even know.
I'm not
going
to give you his name.
He is buying also for a famous celebrity actor in California.
In California.
Right. And they found you through eBay.
Right. Yeah. Basically, yes, why he found me. He said he'd heard of me before because I sell posters on eBay.
And you're selling, hopefully, the ones you have many copies of, so you're keeping one for you.
I'm to the point I just need to get rid of them. I'm not getting any younger, and I got to get rid of some of this stuff.
Well, I thought Jason was going to cut your hair. Anyone that watches this show every week will remember.
That's right.
One of our callers he offered.
We're going to do that
celebrities
live on air.
We are. He didn't want to do it.
I haven't agreed to that.
You are.
No, but we agreed to it. Hey, wait, didn't you agree to it?
Yes,
I agreed to it.
We
two against one.
Let's play the tape.
Roll back the tape.
I can from YouTube.
I just said that to get rid of him. No, I didn't. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean
Dude,
that.
we could do it on your back deck. It won't mess up your equipment. Your flying hair.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
But, all right. So. But no.
I'm glad you didn't cut your hair. I'm going to get Jason next week at your house.
It needs to be cut. I'll give you that.
I think you should grow a stylish goatee.
I need to shave. But, speaking of posters, I sold...
Wait, don't get off the subject. I think you should grow a goatee.
We're talking about posters. I sold a bunch of posters to Library of Congress last year.
Yes, you did.
They buy large posters. They buy 40 by 60s, and I got a bunch of them.
You said it's a young guy on the young side who runs that department at the Library of Congress.
Yeah, I'll give his first name is John. But anyway...
John Doe.
No. It might be John Doe.
John Smith.
But a really nice guy. And so but he bought...
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
He bought The Exorcist. He bought Zardoz. He bought Rollerball. He bought quite a few 40 by 60 posters.
And the big Ghostbusters, you mentioned
He bought the Ghostbusters, yeah.
So. Well, it's kind of cool. So it's going to be on display, for the public?
Yeah, if you go to the Library of Congress, they have them in the hallway.
Holy smokes.
He sent me pictures of the
hallway?
Yeah. Where the posters are.
There's my poster. Well, hey,
I would love. Well, see, they give tours at Library of Congress, but during COVID they were shut down. But they have a movie theater there too. They run films there.
They better not be lowballing you with all the money they robbed from us. The taxes.
Oh no, they paid well.
Okay, good.
So basically, our tax dollars bought those posters from you. So really, there are posters as well, right? Is that kind of how it works?
I don't think it works that way.
Wait a minute. Why not?
I just don't think it works that way.
It should. Yeah. It's our money.
Well, look, I don't have a job. I got to make money somehow.
Oh, you're just hurting for money. You got a safe with stacks of cash.
I wish.
Don't nobody want to hire you.
No, sorry. I'm getting too old.
You're retired, man.
I haven't worked really full since we left Cumulus.
Yeah. Wow.
How long ago was that? It's been 3 years, almost 4
3.5.
years. 3.5 years.
Something like that.
I'm still working full time.
Are we allowed to say your real first name, Basil? Okay.
Yeah.
His first name is Tom.
Right.
And we were texting each other in a group text, and there was an Apple text fart, and it said Yom. Like Yom Kippur.
He's going to start calling you Yom.
No, it helped me. I drew a character. Yom conquered the galaxy. It's a script I'm working on.
Well, no, he texted instead of saying Tom, he said Yom. He wrote
it sounds like a cool character name. Yom or Gom or change.
Yeah.
And then I thought I forgot about Yom Kippur, so there is a Yom. I'm going to alter it so it's totally original name. Anyway, of a character, whatever. God, who cares?
Well, don't tell everybody about what you're going to do.
They'll steal the idea.
Steal it.
Right.
Yeah. You've had that happen before.
Have you? We have many times. Yeah. Are you still watching She-Hulk? Are you caught up?
No, I haven't had a chance.
I didn't like the last episode 6, and I won't go into details. There was a different writer named Kara Brown, and to me, it was kind of a ripoff of, this is not a spoiler, of Bridesmaids and Wedding Crashers in a sense, where Jen, who is the alter ego of She-Hulk, is invited to a wedding, and the bride is like, "Don't turn into She-Hulk in my wedding. Don't upstage me."
Oh.
And there were some moments that were funny, but overall, it was exactly. I'll leave it at that. That's just my opinion. But a lot of people have trashed it from the get-go that don't understand it's a comedy, and I've enjoyed it. But I just didn't care for the 6th episode. I didn't care for that.
Do you need a tissue or something?
No,
else?
start crying. Oh.
It's like, we need to put a muzzle on him.
No, he's keeping it going. He's keeping the action going because you and I are old and we don't have nothing to talk about.
All right, Al, I'm going to pick on you, Al.
All right, why?
I thought of something new for our show. The TV cliche line of the week.
Oh, there you go.
That would be
And this is
cool.
brief. All right, the TV cliche line of the week. Here it is.
Okay.
Forgive me for saying this, sir, but you're a terrible liar.
Okay, that's a cliche.
I've heard that before.
I've
heard that all the time. The Incredible Hulk. Oh, especially when it's a mob like leaning on the hero who's actually innocent and he's telling the truth. He's like, forgive me for saying this, David, but you're a terrible liar. Yeah. Anyway, that's my...
That's a good one, yeah.
I'm going to do that every time. I'll come up, or we all can.
Yeah, that's true.
Come up with a cliche line from a television show.
I know, I've got one.
How about from a commercial?
I've got one. It's a cookbook.
Twilight Zone. To Serve Man.
Yeah, thank
Episode
you.
3.
Which is not a cliche
Season
line.
3. No.
I have not heard that anywhere else.
Yeah,
it's a cookbook. Unless you watch a Food Network channel, then you probably have heard that one.
I love to watch that, but it makes me so hungry every time I watch it.
Well, the food on there always looks better than it really is because I did 165 cooking shows for Turner South, and our sous chefs, because we had a whole big giant kitchen of prepping food and did all this stuff, and they'd only half cook the chicken and half cook this to make it look.
They'll have one that comes out of the oven, the finished product.
Yes, correct.
And so when you say you worked, you mean you were the director, right?
Yes, correct.
For those that don't know, we might be tuning in for the first time. Tom Basil Chesterman is an award-winning director. And he's worked for Turner. He's worked for even the Cartoon Network. No?
Yeah.
I mean, now he's with Weather Channel currently, so we have a lot of respect.
Well, that's how I met him at Turner.
He does all the great video before this show.
But at Turner, he directed stuff for all the networks. Yeah, you know, whether it was Turner Classic Movies or TNT or
even
CBS,
even
CNN, whatever.
The Oscars, Academy Awards,
did that for 8 years.
Damn! And this guy worked for Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
I'm not sucking up. I'm serious. I don't know when the man sleeps because he also directs at a local church.
Yeah.
Paid, and he does that every Sunday. The man doesn't have a day off. Is there a day you're not pushing?
I mean, not lately. Not lately.
This is his first real day off, even though he worked at church and he's doing this show.
I'm pushing buttons over here.
Right. I mean, dang.
It's one of those things.
Do you sleep?
No, not hardly at all. Ask Al.
He roams the house at night.
I complain to Al about it. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you worked till midnight last night, the Weather Channel.
I worked till 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and got home at about a little after 1. And got to bed a little after 1.
And then you had to get up for church.
Then I had to get up at 6 or something. And get to church. Yeah.
Whoa.
Are you tired?
No, I'm all right.
What did you get? 3 hours? Yeah, you look fine. Well,
it looks fine.
Caffeine, but yeah. Man,
no,
dude, I don't know how you do it.
No,
you know, getting back to food a second, I want to say something about, we've all seen the Arby's commercial.
Yes.
We have the meat.
Yeah, we've got the meat. And that's Ving Rhames.
Ving Rhames.
Isn't that from Pulp Fiction?
On the commercial, the food looks delicious.
It does.
I go to Arby's and stuff. It looks nothing like that.
Well, it never does.
It doesn't look anything like they show on television.
Well, I do at Turner. I was like a food stylist too, because I shot the Cub Foods commercials, which used to be a national chain of
groceries.
Did they go away or something?
Yes.
Yeah. And we had to make the food look better than it was. So we did the same thing. Yeah. We piled it up, and the ice cream was really mashed potatoes.
Whipped cream.
I remember they had bread, like they had signature, like a brownish bread.
Yes,
I don't know if it was pumpernickel or what it was.
Yeah.
It was something. But Cub Foods was like a discount chain.
Yes, it was.
There used to be Harris Teeter here, which fled to the Carolinas. I think they're still around.
And they had all the food in boxes. It wasn't like
Cub Foods.
It was like a warehouse.
It
was like the first warehouse.
I shopped there when I was on a budget. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It was like Costco, where you have this box thing.
Yes.
They didn't have bags.
Aldi's. I don't like Aldi's here now.
Oh, I don't like the way that place smells. Aldi's.
There's one close to me, and I've been there once, and I'll never go back.
I'm not being offensive. I'm just describing. But foreigners love Aldi.
I don't
know why.
Aldi's. I don't like Aldi's.
I think it must be big in Europe or something. But I could.
Well, it is.
I go to Kroger and
Germany.
Publix, so that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Costco occasionally.
Yeah, you need to go to the Publix.
You go to Walmart, I thought.
I do go to Walmart for dog food.
I'm
and
not
that
a
sort of
Walmart
stuff.
guy. I no offense, I just don't have one really that close to me, or I would probably.
I
go
get
there.
dog food and stuff at Walmart. It's priced.
Isn't it a hassle to check out at Walmart though?
No,
every time I've ever been in there, it's a hassle.
It's all self-serve. The one near me, they've completely remodeled. They've got nothing banks of.
So they put people out of work.
Well,
They've
they got the
automated
machines.
the process,
Yeah,
like grocery stores.
everybody has.
Everybody
even
has.
Taco Bell,
McDonald's, it's a kiosk. You hit, yeah.
It's all a kiosk. McDonald's is the same way, and they've all done that. And
Well, they do that instead of paying them $15 an hour.
Well, speaking of nostalgic fast food, I remember in the 80s, Taco Bell actually used to be better than it is now. Like, they were bigger, they had better quantity of food.
Yeah.
Like the old, where's the beef? All those fast food joints, like now they put so many additives in there, and Taco Bell was busted for having substandard meat some years ago. Subway was busted for having a substance in their bread akin to yoga mats.
And Jared was busted too.
Who?
Jared, their spokesman. But we won't talk about that.
Yeah, and what was the other? Chipotle. I mean, you got to watch what you're eating when you're
really
in
do.
any restaurant.
Yeah, you do.
But I trust Longhorn, where we ate today. I do.
Yeah, but he was just saying the kitchen
be
was
clean.
nasty.
Yeah,
No.
well, the floor.
No, not the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's just what
Yeah.
he said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not a good listener.
Yeah.
Oh, you peeked in the kitchen.
Yes.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Yes, and I saw the floor, and I just based it on the floor. I went, oh,
I
gosh.
hope they're not picking fries off the floor and putting them on the plate.
Let's hope they're not either.
I didn't have fries today, except for the few you gave me.
Yeah.
You're a fry head.
I have to admit,
head.
French fries are just, I love them. I love them. Especially the Red Robin steak fries.
Well, they're not good for you. They'll make you fat.
Well, I have to worry about that sometimes.
I got to compliment Tom again. It sounds like I'm really sucking up here. I'm trying not to be that way or sound that way. But I think of anyone in this room, Tom is more hip to what's going on in the streaming universe. You're more hip about movies and movie theaters. I'm just a retro junkie. I know about old stuff, but you know a lot about what's coming down the stretch, including, I think you knew before the internet knew about the new Munsters by Rob Zombie. We're all going to watch together and review. We'll probably do a little live video about that.
And then we could talk about how bad it is.
And then we're going. Then
I'm going in with an open mind.
What I didn't say, while we're watching the movie, we're going to transform Al into Herman Munster.
Ooh. Actually, I saw online some early review people have seen it.
I've seen good and bad.
And good and bad, yes.
I've seen good and bad.
Now, what about Dahmer? Have any of you watched Dahmer? I thought you were watching
No,
Jeffrey Dahmer on Netflix.
I wasn't watching
I thought
that.
you were.
No. I talked about it.
I thought you were
did
too.
not. I didn't say I was watching that.
You said the guy's really good who plays Dahmer, quote unquote.
Well, he probably thought the guy
I was
that plays
talking
him.
about the Gray Man I saw, and
you just got Netflix recently. I don't think we've mentioned that on the show before.
Yeah, I got Netflix a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we badgered you enough about it.
Well, I have their DVD service, but they made me a deal where I could stream it too. So and it's good. They got good stuff.
Yeah,
they really do.
Just like all of them, they got crap too, and they got good stuff. And
I still haven't seen the Lost in Space reboot on Netflix.
You have
it
not.
Ended
You haven't seen
6
it?
months ago. I've never seen the reboot.
None of it.
None of it.
You haven't seen any of it.
I need to watch it. I'm behind on everything, man. I haven't seen the Star Wars Mandalorian. I started watching season 1 because I was waiting for season 3 to come out, so I wouldn't have to wait. And now I don't know when season 3 is going to be released. Do you know?
Wait a minute. You haven't seen any of the Mandalorian?
It's already been spoiled. I know that Mark Hamill turned up at the end of the last episode, but I have not seen it. I just haven't seen it yet. I need to. But I watched Boba Fett, and a friend of mine, Jeff Logan, said, stop watch. This is another reason. He said, stop watching Boba Fett until you've seen Mandalorian. He goes, you need to see Mandalorian before you watch Boba Fett. So some expert I am in pop culture, I've not even seen Mandalorian yet. I'm a geek. So I need to watch
I'm
it.
shocked that you have not seen Mandalorian. I'm shocked.
But I did watch Obi-Wan, and I thought that was pretty good. It had some things that were cringy, but overall, I really enjoyed it. Did you see it?
No,
James Earl Jones came back to voice Vader. It was great.
Which he just gave up. Cool. He just gave up that title of voice Vader. He retired from that.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it will now be controlled. If you can believe what you read on the internet, it'll now be controlled by AI.
Of his voice, they could do that. Yeah, they could literally have him say every letter in the alphabet, every number, and a computer. That's brilliant. They could do that with all these people, like William Shatner, before they die, and sample their voice.
Yeah, I don't think Shatner's going.
Well, in Top Gun Maverick, you know,
he's a cockroach, man. He's going to make it to like 150.
You know, in Top Gun Maverick, Val Kilmer's son did the speaking part for his dad in the movie.
Right. Well, that's interesting because he can still talk to some degree.
Well, but not like he was did in the movie.
Yeah. Well, he didn't talk that much, but
it was just that one scene. But it was his son.
Do you think Kilmer will be nominated? Val Kilmer will be nominated for any Oscar or supporting actor or anything?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, maybe.
Yeah.
I think one of his best movies was Tombstone.
Yeah.
I liked it, Tombstone, a lot. 1992.
Yeah.
Was he nominated?
But it had someone in it you can't stand.
Who's that?
Sam Elliott.
I can't stand.
I don't know why. I don't get that.
Hey, Sam Elliott is the same in all of his movies.
Well,
in that voice of his, and he just
he's a great
thinks
voice, though.
He just thinks his he just thinks his shit don't stink, and I just.
Oh wait, did you say the S word?
I just don't. I've never liked him. He was in a movie. One of the first movies I saw of his was called Lifeguard.
Yeah.
Remember that? He was a lifeguard.
No.
I thought it was just awful.
I remember in Land of the Giants back in the 60s.
It was in the 70s.
He played a guy in Death Row that the little people saved because he was innocent, and they heard the real killers talking about killing the person he was accused. Anyway, and he didn't have a mustache, but he always had that great deep voice. And I liked him in Ghost Rider, the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider movie.
He's not a great actor. He's
from
not a good actor.
2005 or something. I liked it.
He's not a good actor.
He's not a good actor.
No,
I beg to differ with you, sir.
Oh, well, you can differ.
Well, it's fine, but has he won an Oscar or anything?
No.
I don't think he has.
I don't think he's ever been nominated.
Well, a lot of people have not won an Oscar that should have been.
True.
And vice versa. People have won that shouldn't have been.
That is true.
It's a matter of who voted on it, so, you know.
Now, a guy at work the other day,
David
David showed me a clip of John Goodman, one of John Goodman's early commercials, which I will have to grab that and we'll feature that on our next show, but he's doing I think it's Aqua Velva. And you go, that's not John. Wait a minute, that is John Goodman.
What, was he big then?
No, he was skinny and he didn't look.
He doesn't look right now. He lost so much weight. He just looks.
He looks gaunt. He looks like he looks sickly.
He looks sickly,
because he's got so much skin falling off of him because he lost so much weight. I guess
Okay, Al. Sam Elliott won a Critics' Choice Television Award in 2015. Hey, that's the people voting. That's not old fuddy-duddy.
It's not an Oscar.
And we have a running bet, Tom, about Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2. There is buzz. It's going to be nominated and maybe win Best Picture. And listen to him laugh. That's the reaction I get. But did you know the first Black Panther was nominated for Best Picture, but because Chadwick Boseman
that was
died,
a political thing. That's all that was.
Have you seen the trailer for Wakanda Forever? It looks good.
I saw it the other day when I went and saw the Woman
My
King.
point is, Al says, they'll never nominate or have a Marvel movie win Best Picture.
They
I'm
won't.
telling you, unfortunately, people are dying off that think that way, that are in the Academy, and the younger people that embrace this stuff as it has become more ingrained in pop culture lore.
There's a handful of Marvel movies I did like, but overall, I'm not.
And you laugh about She-Hulk. Now, you like the Incredible Hulk movie from 2009 with Ed Norton as the Hulk. Remember we watched that?
Yeah.
Remember the bad guy Abomination played by Tim Roth? Mm-hmm. That character's back in She-Hulk with Tim Roth playing that role for what it's worth amongst the comedy. Anyway, big whoop.
Well, you liked Guardians of the Galaxy.
I did like that. I did like
because
that
of the music.
I like the music in it.
That's the only reason you didn't like Groot.
No. I liked the movie overall. The music was good though.
Yeah, because I thought all three of the movies were there's three of them. Right?
Yeah, the third one's about to come out. Well, it just wrapped in Atlanta.
I went and saw this summer
right.
the Doctor Strange movie and thought it just absolutely stunk.
Yeah.
I know because you didn't like the horror elements and the zombie. You didn't like the little girl. I didn't care for the girl.
I don't like
either.
Sam Raimi's direction anyway. He tried to make a.
Did you ever see Evil Dead?
No.
Okay.
I don't like those movies.
You might appreciate them a little more if you'd seen it, but it's very graphic.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't care for that.
Yeah.
And Thor: Love and Thunder, I have no desire to see either.
Well, that's on.
I think it's on Disney.
It's on Disney Plus. Yeah. It's streaming right now.
I wouldn't waste my time if I had Disney Plus.
Well, you don't, so don't worry about it.
Well, you saw it. You didn't like it.
No. It wasn't the best Thor movie. It wasn't like walk out of the theater horrible.
Yeah.
But it wasn't one of my favorites. No. Because I don't like what they did with Zeus. The character of Zeus, they made it a joke with Russell Crowe.
Well, can I talk about the latest movie I went to see the last week at the theater? The Woman King with Viola Davis. I like her. I think she's a great actress. Viola Davis.
No doubt.
She's made some really nice movies. But The Woman King, I was thoroughly disappointed in. It was even the action scenes were clumsy. It was terribly directed. The story was just, it didn't interest me at all. None of the characters except for her interest me.
Did you fall asleep?
No, I didn't fall asleep. But she held the movie together. But it's just not very good. You know, it's not doing that well either now.
That's what.
Well, let me ask you a question. When you go to the movies, you say you won't walk out of a movie.
No.
But if you're watching a movie, I'm just asking you a question. I'm not saying have you done this or not. I'm just trying to find out.
Right.
If the movie's not as entertaining as you wished it was, but you feel the obligation to stay for it, but you got to go to the bathroom. Will you go to the bathroom, or will you wait?
If it's a movie I'm not particularly interested in, I will get up and go to the bathroom.
There you go. Thank you. Okay.
I mean,
my point being is that you will walk out on a movie, and you walk out. You're walking out part of the movie to go to the bathroom.
I have a strange taste in movies. Now, I kind of like the quirky, obscure movies. Hollywood stuff is okay.
Like The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse. But I watched one yesterday called Requiem for a Dream.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a wonderful movie. Ellen Burstyn's in it. She should have gotten it. She's great. And Jared Leto's in it. Or Leto, how you
Ellen Burstyn from The Exorcist, right?
Right.
And from Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. The original, the sitcom was based on that movie. She played Alice in.
Is it Leto or Leto? Leto, I think it is.
Leto, I believe, yeah.
And then Jennifer Connelly's in it, and it's a movie about heroin addiction and drugs, and it's done beautifully. It's probably the best edited movie I've ever seen. Because it's got these quick cuts, like when they're doing the director was just phenomenal putting this movie together. I highly recommend it.
What year did it come out?
2000.
Oh, so it's
and Jared Leto looks like a teenager in it,
Oh, okay.
But I liked him in Morbius. We were talking about that at lunch. But he's good. He plays in a band. He's a
people
singer.
trashed that movie, and I didn't think it was all that.
But
bad.
Morbius?
Morbius, yeah.
No, it was
because it's a Sony Marvel movie. It's not Disney, so it wasn't up to the Disney standards, but it didn't suck.
No, it's
it's
a vampire movie. I kind of like that.
Who did you say is running it? Netflix?
Yes, on Netflix, Morbius. Okay. Check it out. It's a great vampire movie.
It's good for October, yeah.
Yeah.
For Halloween season, for sure.
Yeah.
So, I buy movies a lot of times from Redbox because they sell them really cheap, like $3.99. And so last night I purchased Morbius for $3.99, right? So after Master Day, I go up to the Redbox to get the movie. You have to scan your credit card. Let them know that's you, even though I've already paid for it online. And it says it didn't have a movie reserved for me, and I was just like, what the hell? I went to the right kiosk at Kroger, and so I come home before you came over today, and I called up Redbox, and I just blew up. I just lit into it. I said, I made a special trip up there, and it didn't work, and blah, blah, blah. And she said, what's the last 4 digits of your credit card? So I pulled it out. She says, we don't have that on file. So I said, wait a minute. I pulled out the other card, and that was the one they had on file. I used the wrong credit card. So it was totally my fault that I didn't get the movie. Well, I admitted to it. I did apologize. I said, look, I flew off the handle, and I'm sorry. But
you flew off the handle? No.
So when we leave today, we'll have to go by there and pick it up.
That's fine, because you drove me here to Studio East, the fabulous. I love being here. You know
what we need to do? We need to take the camera and open those doors right there and take a look in there.
Yeah, we do. You know what? Whenever you say, matter of fact, let me hear you say the line you said before. What the hell? Because whenever you say "what the hell," you sound like him.
Say
I don't mean Biden either.
That looks like Biden. Is that
Say
Biden?
it, Al.
What?
Say it.
Say what the hell?
What the hell?
You sound like Walter.
That's what my hair is going to look
Walter.
like in a couple years.
There you go. Exactly like that. Yeah. Anyway.
It's going in the back.
At least you're not coloring it now.
I ain't colored my hair since I left Cumulus.
Yeah.
I haven't colored. I haven't frosted my hair. I haven't gotten highlights, which is kind of a lame thing to do anyway.
I never did that. I just let it grow.
You got to remember, I was still pursuing acting, so
yeah, you had to.
I was trying to have just a weird look.
Now there was one movie that Chance was in. I actually liked. You know, he had a part in it, and I think you gave me the DVD, Lawless.
Oh, Lawless, that's a good movie with Shia LaBeouf and Tom Hardee, great Jessica Chastain, and the great Guy Pearce, who I work with closely, and he gave me acting tips on the set.
It's Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I was watching a podcast the other day.
No, he was. He was on his. All the other casts were approachable, nice. Mm-hmm. He was just on his phone.
He was shy.
Yeah, he was. He literally was shy.
Shia LaBeouf. I was. There's a couple of guys that do a podcast on Monday night. I really like them. The Drive-In Speaker Box. Mm-hmm. They're good guys, but he calls it Shia LaBeouf, and I got to say it's not Shia LaBeouf. Yeah. It's spelled that way. It's got an F, but it's Shia LaBeouf. The reason I know is because I've watched interviews with him, and he said his name, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. He's nuts.
He's a good actor.
Oh, he is, but he's nuts. Yeah. But I am too.
So I just want to point.
But in that movie, I tarred and feathered. I played a henchman.
That was a good. I liked the movie.
I'm the guy that tarred and feathered the bootlegger, Big Whoop, and we shot that in Noonan, Georgia, and it was a lot of fun.
No, it was a good movie. I liked it. It's a western. I'm part.
It's underrated. And it's about the Darabont brothers.
But I don't think it got wide release.
They were bootleggers. True story in the Prohibition days of these guys that were making moonshine.
It didn't get wide release. I don't think.
It eventually did, but you're right. At first, it was in limited release, and it hit Cannes Film Festival and other film festivals.
Who released the picture? I can't remember. Was it Sony?
No, it was Harvey Weinstein's company.
The Weinstein Company.
Oh, God. Help me out here. You know it.
Miramax.
Yes.
Yeah, he owned Miramax. It was like Miramax.
Very good. I knew you'd know. And I knew, too. It's in the back of my head.
And speaking of Harvey Weinstein, I saw a trailer the other day when I went and saw that terrible Woman King movie. But anyway, there's
wait a minute. Didn't you just say you liked the movie?
I liked it. I liked the score, and I liked some of it, but...
Oh, okay. All right, continue.
But anyway, there's a movie coming out about Harvey Weinstein. It's called He, She, or something. He Said, She Said.
Oh.
It looks really good.
Is it going to be NC-17 or rated X? Have you heard?
I don't know.
It's got to be graphic as heck.
I just want to point out that we're all using the wonderful Electro Voice EV mics, RE20s.
So what brought that up?
I just saw a nice angle of it. And
they're just microphones.
They're professional microphones.
Okay, Al, anyway, you're going to want to beat me up after I say this. All right. I've noticed that you love to control your board when we do the show at your place. You're constantly adjusting the levels of each mic. Have you noticed how Tom keeps it consistent?
I haven't touched it. I haven't touched
consistently. I haven't touched the same level. I'm just teasing you. But you do. You're like you pod up, you pod down, you turn this, you adjust that. And
all right. So wait.
Well,
wait. Here comes something derogatory. Here we go. Go ahead.
My board is bigger and more sophisticated.
There it is, and it's analog.
There
you
bigger
go.
is better, huh?
That board is a very nice board. Don't get me wrong; it's very, very nice. But it's the new
compact.
It's the new generation of stuff, and you have to download update for it. What?
But you don't need. Do you need a big board these days?
Well, no.
Fair question.
No, I've used small ones before.
I have a small board at home, my little home studio, the dumpiest of our 3 studios, but it works.
As long as it works is all that matters.
Yeah.
Look, you know where I got that console. I got it because I got it from the same place he got these microphones
from. Place I got the microphones from. And I got JBL studio monitors over there, and I got a Crown Power amp, and I got the
It's from an engineer in the Atlanta market, right? And we won't mention names.
He was
and it's not stolen gear.
No.
It's discarded gear.
It was a fella in Atlanta owned 2 radio stations. He sold one of them to the Catholics, AM 1160, and he sold the other one to the station that's that Rob Carson is on, the talk.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
doesn't matter.
They shut down those studios and they had all this equipment, and so my engineer friend took all that stuff
station
home.
is a joke. No one's going to really care, but to be brief, whoever is running that station they're out of state, and they'll be dead air during a nationally syndicated show. There'll be dead air during the spots,
which
is
not
good for the advertisers.
Okay, a guy in Virginia owns it, and it's just all. There's no studios in Atlanta. It's all just satellite fed.
Right.
And
no one's watching. No one cares over there.
And they can't keep the
one's
audio
monitoring
on there.
it.
Yeah. I don't listen to it anymore.
Now, we all collect 16mm film. Tom and I still actively collect film.
Yes.
You've kind of gotten away
Tom
from that.
buys film and he doesn't even look at it.
Yeah.
Can I take that movie home and look at it?
There's the
tonight?
latest one is right over there by you.
Well, no, but can I take the one, the Merry
No.
Widow home?
No, you can't.
Why not?
There's.
But you don't. But you don't.
For a
even
visual
watch
aid,
it.
you're talking about?
There's
Yeah.
the latest one right there. What title is that, Al? You didn't smell it.
No time for Sergeant Andy Griffith.
When Al picks up a reel, first thing he does is sniffs it like he just did if that was on camera.
It was.
And the reason being he's checking for vinegar because Al is convinced that every film that's non-Mylar stock will go vinegar. And he's got that in my head, and I'm starting to sell off things I regret selling.
Well, any acetate stuff will.
You're
Well,
like, you better get mine now.
eventually it might, but I've got.
He's eating the cherry mash I left
what
him,
the
the
heck?
out-of-date cherry mash.
I was going to share this with you.
You know how loud that is?
I don't like it.
Well, let's all just pause and listen for a minute. And
Cherry mash, that's
how
an
much
old
noise
school candy.
Al is making.
It's outdated.
Did you check the expiration date on it?
It's from December 2021. It's the last one I have. Candy doesn't really go bad, though. I don't.
Where's
think.
my camera?
It's on there. It's on right now.
Right there.
Oh, that's your camera right there.
Which one?
Right there.
That one. There it is.
Right there.
It's right there.
I don't want to say what it looks like.
Well,
it looks like a turd.
Well, you know what?
God.
We were trying to have some dignity here.
Do you want a bite of it?
No, because your grubby old hands have been all over it.
Go ahead.
What was that movie? It was a funny movie I saw. And the guy took a baby Ruth and he threw it in the pool.
Caddyshack. Caddyshack.
And
Bill Murray.
everybody thought it was a turd.
Yeah.
They drained the
that's
pool.
good. No problem. Takes a big bite out of it.
That was
and I like how they
funny.
made it look like Jaws, like when it's in the pool and everyone's going around. Yeah. Classic scene. But film, the thing is, to me, I thought about this the other day. Collecting film is like no other hobby. It's like you're playing Russian roulette when you buy a film because will it go vinegar or will it not?
Right.
You're really gambling with your money.
Or you can collect these. Like you collect comic books, and I've got some famous monsters of film.
Graded.
And it's graded.
8.5, that's a high grade.
Yeah.
Holy.
Where did you get that
You want me
at?
to hold it for you? You got it.
I've had it.
Okay.
I've had it for a while, and it goes.
Did you
with-
buy it that way?
Yeah.
Let me see.
I bought it that way. Yeah. Well, you eating chocolate, so your hands.
That is graded by CGC, which is the #1 graded company,
Yeah.
and they're in Florida. And they're also the most expensive, but you get what you pay for. And it takes. Good thing you didn't have it graded where you mailed it to them,
Right?
Because I heard there's a year delay.
Really?
Yeah,
No,
and a lot of people
bought
don't
it
have,
like
and
that.
they've hired additional graders to try to ease the backlog, but they are backed
So
up.
you bought
at
this and
CGC.
it's already
Yeah,
graded.
I bought it like that. Yeah.
What did
I
you
like
pay?
that.
What did you pay for it?
It wasn't that much. I mean, you know.
But at 8.5, a 10, you'll never see a 10. The highest you'll generally see is a 9.8. That's pretty damn good, 8.5. Think about it like if you were in school, an 8.5, that's a B plus, really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. It's
That candy is good.
yeah, and it's Karloff, and it's he's my favorite. He's my favorite, Karloff. So
And that's who Herman Munster was parroting.
yes.
The Karloff.
Apparently, it was.
In the
I
Munster
bought it from a place called Comic Link, comiclink.com. If you've ever heard.
I'm going to make a note. No, but I'm going to check them out.
So there they are, right there. It's comiclink.com.
Thank you.
So you can
Thank you, Basil.
check them out. Yeah. So you can check them out, and it goes.
Let's just call him BT.
I originally had
Basil Tom.
I originally had the monsters up above my head, which you can barely see.
We turned the camera around.
The camera's way over there. Don't touch it.
Why? I can tilt it up. You can see
No,
it.
don't touch it, because you'll never get it back the way it was. So originally they were holding it. It's Wolfman, Boris Karloff, and of course Wolfman, and they were originally holding this product. And I was afraid they would drop it. So them being inanimate and all of it's afraid they'd drop it. So
Well, Frankenstein's your favorite monster, right?
yes, yeah, and I don't know why. Even though I don't think the Frankenstein movie was as good as the second one, the Bride of Frankenstein. Bride of Frankenstein was very good.
Remember the Frankenstein movie that Robert De Niro was in?
No, because
it was awful.
Because it's forgetful.
I mean, it's a great poster. I have it, but the movie was not very good.
I liked Van
Our
Helsing.
buddy Jim Gossett makes a joke about that all the time. He does an impression of that version of Frankenstein. Anyway, I won't steal
Van
it.
Helsing is a good one too.
Yeah,
and the critics really panned Van Helsing, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought, to this day, I must have seen that movie 7 or 8 times.
I can never pronounce the guy's name. What's the actor? Del Toro.
Benicio del Toro.
He was in The Wolfman. He made The Wolfman.
Correct.
Which I have. That that was pretty good too.
Yeah, he certainly did. Yeah.
Well, we're going to be doing a Halloween show, right?
Hey, we got a thumb up from Chad Poche, the Hangman. He's watching.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
That'd be.
Tell him I got some more Disney posters I'll buy.
got some
he can buy. I'm not going to give him any. I'll sell him some.
Oh, Chad says that was a cool open! Exclamation! That's all Basil Chesterman's skill.
Yeah.
Award-winning,
Tom
Emmy
does that.
award-winning skill. So thank you, Chad.
I did that in between. I was sleeping.
Jackie Wilson asks, "Is that our daddy's army jacket hanging
Yes.
there
over
behind
over
Chance,
your
behind me?
shoulder is.
Oh, now you can see my balls.
is my-
Small cat.
oh, I'm sorry. No, you
Not
can't.
okay.
No, the
She
headset's
didn't know
covered.
you had that?
No, she
That's
knew
cool.
I had it, but that's his uniform from World War II.
And that's his dad picture right over there. See on the wall.
Yep. And yes, that's exactly a dad's uniform jacket.
What did you slam that down for, Al?
Because
the same
he's
reason
angry.
you bang the keyboards on your laptop.
Okay.
And that's why I've got the cameras mounted on a C-stands, because when you did that, the cameras would go.
Wow.
So that's why the cameras are not touching anything on the table.
Where did you get those at?
What, the cameras?
No, the stands.
Well, I bought 2 of the the Matthew C-stands, as you can see from this shot here. This is.
And I think the Weather Channel gifted you some.
No. No, they did not. I bought the Matthew C stands from Amazon, and they were, they were still expensive. They were they were expensive, but now they're real stupid expensive. So anyway, so they're crazy money. I need one more, but
tell Poche I got plenty of Disney posters. I got lots of Walt Disney posters.
You just told him if he's still watching.
All right. Well, I got lots of posters.
All right, I'll comment that.
Yeah.
What are you soliciting him to buy?
This is not a sales.
Or are you going to give them?
No. They're
Listen
for
how
sale.
quick he says no.
This is not a sales show.
I gave him a really nice song as a song of the South when I was at Cumulus, but the rest of them are for sale.
But we're not here to sell things. We're here to talk about pop culture.
Correct.
I just mentioned it.
You mentioned it more than once. You've mentioned it 3 times now.
Well, excuse me.
So anyway, I still can't get over Chance's not watched The Mandalorian yet, but that's okay. That's all right. I forgive you.
Only most of season 1. I'm going to get on it because have you heard when season 3 is going to be released? Is it in production or because I know they fired that one woman and.
Well, as long as Jon Favreau has something to do with it,
he's the best.
It'll be
he's the best.
It'll be good. And he played in Iron Man. He was the valet guy, and that's head to John.
Now, what is that on Netflix?
Well, whoever runs Iron Man, I mean Disney Plus has got them.
Disney Plus.
But they were on Prime or one of the.
Well, I have Prime.
One of the others, but it's not there now. I don't think. I don't think it's there.
Oh, my knee hurts.
No, well, you know why? Because you ate that candy.
No, it just hurts.
I think you ate that candy. That's why.
Oh,
that's why.
I want to explain the reason I'm wearing a Superman shirt is as we're live today would have been actor Christopher Reeve's 70th birthday,
and he's.
I just want to acknowledge that
he's right there.
And I'm wearing a dark. I got this in New York City in September 2000, years ago, and it's still in good shape. But I figured I'd wear dark. Not that this is a funeral, but I'm a little. Still sad about what happened to him. He was one of my favorite actors, and it's
well, it's really tragic what happened to him. It's just,
it's not fair.
He loved riding horses and just happened to fall. It was just
he didn't get his hands up, and it's a lot of people blame the horse and said that horse should be destroyed.
No.
And Chris Reeve said no, don't touch that horse. And I thought that was pretty cool. He wasn't a vengeful person.
Speaking of horses
animals.
and actors, an actor who did not like horses. He did not like, and he made westerns on horses.
Alan Young did not like Mr. Ed. Oh, I'm sorry, you're talking about something.
That's funny. Clint Eastwood. He says, "I don't like those big animals."
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's not cool.
No, I mean he didn't hate them. He said he didn't like being on them. He didn't like riding them.
Oh.
I guess he was, you got to know what you're doing.
It messes with your prostate, I guess.
Well, no, if you think about it, a lot of, in the spaghetti westerns, he's on a horse a lot of times, but he said he didn't.
Where did you learn that? I never heard that. I don't doubt your word.
I am telling you the truth. He was quoted as saying that on an interview I saw.
I believe you.
He says, I never liked being around
what
big
your
horses.
source was.
Yes.
Wow. And it looks like I shared our show twice on the Nostalgic Podblast page. And also you can find us on Basil's page, Basil's Nostalgia Podcast. Am I right? Mm-hmm. And your page?
Nostalgia Rewind.
Right. And then, of course, we're on fistfulofradio.com. If you're listening to the show on Monday night, I put the newest show on every Monday night at 8. As you're winding down, it'll help you go to sleep. It'll help put you to sleep because I'm so boring. No, but
there's all three logos right there. You can look for those. Look for those logos.
And I wanted also quickly to plug, if I may, my music show, which I want you to be a part of, is called Retro Music Cuts. We're going to do some imaging later. For a couple
now, do you
back
do
in your
that?
studio.
How often do you do that?
I refresh it twice a week, but it's on 4 nights a week. It's on, to answer your question, and it's a late night thing. You may be asleep when it's on, but if you're driving, if you're a trucker, I play music that is memorable, somewhat obscure, and stuff you don't hear anymore on the radio or on XM. Some of it you will hear on XM.
Right.
But to answer your question, all right, 11 o'clock Saturday and Sunday night, and then Tuesdays and Thursday nights, typically around 11.
Right.
And then it's all night.
And you were doing
on fistfulofradio.com.
Okay, and you still got Al's Place is still on, right?
That's still on.
And tell us about that. Tell us about Al's Place.
Yeah, it's been running for about 10 years.
Yeah.
If you go to TuneIn Radio and type in Al's Place, you can hear it.
Yeah.
Or just tell.
And what kind of music?
Or Alexa to play Al's Place.
Yeah.
You've done it over here.
I've done it over here.
Yeah. And if you go to AlHardeeEntertainment.com, there's a link there you can listen to it.
Right.
What a great voice you have, Al.
AlHardy.com.
I like that. My voice sucks. But I was going to say also, I don't feature anything newer than 2012. So the last 10 years, you're not going to find it. And it's mostly 80s, some 70s, and I'll do it in sections. I'll play the hard rock and then maybe go into a little bit of disco. Not a lot of disco because a lot of people hate disco. I don't want them to tune out, but I'll play some. Anyway, and then maybe some love songs and just, it's a mix.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, I play dead people.
Oh, like Sinatra, old Dead Eyes, Blue Eyes, old Blue Eyes.
There's a few people that are alive that are on there. Yeah.
You play Neil Sedaka?
Yeah.
Have you tried to listen to his show on XM?
It's terrible.
It's horrible. No, I'm sorry, Neil, if you're if this gets to you.
And Pat Boone does a nice show on the 50s Gold.
He does.
I like his show.
Yeah, he does.
He does a nice job.
Neil Sedaka, don't misunderstand. This is not a slam, okay?
No.
You would think he was a homosexual, but he's not.
No, he's not.
He's the way he talks. I'm just saying. I know
that's being awfully presumptuous.
I'm not being mean. I don't mean this. I'm not a homophobe. Don't misunderstand. He does sound. I mean, there are stereotypes for a reason. I mean, that's all I had to say on that.
Yeah.
He's not gay.
Well, there's stereotypes of homophobes too.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. Here we go. I opened up a can of worms.
You sure did. And I'm just going to sit there and watch you both stew in it.
We weren't talking about his sexuality. We're talking about his radio show. Now, I like his music.
Yeah.
I
like Laughter in the Rain. That's my favorite song of his.
That's a great hit. That's a great song.
I play it on Retro Music.
Now, how about Lou Christie? Do you ever play any Lou Christie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, not that he knows me. I'm Facebook friends with Lou Christie.
Yeah, well, I think everybody is.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to reveal, but... Oh, I shouldn't go there, but we're not going to reveal. But there's someone... Okay, I'll just shut up. Shouldn't talk about that.
No.
You got something cooking.
But he was
in
he was in a big time Western at one time.
Okay.
And B.J. Thomas had the big hit with a song that was in this movie.
Well, we may have a big interview. That's all I'm saying.
That's all we're going to say.
I've been corresponding with him with emails.
Yeah.
And he found me actually of all places on eBay.
But I hate to tell you, Paul Newman is dead.
It's not Paul Newman.
I know. Oh, what did I say?
Oh.
Anyway,
we could bring him back and talk to him.
We could. We could hold a seance.
Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward lived in Roswell for a long time.
Did they?
I did not know that.
They have really good friends here, and they had a house here in Roswell for a long time.
Roswell, Georgia.
True story.
I did not know that.
Roswell, New Mexico. Roswell, Georgia.
Well, they had their houses in California, but they stayed here a lot too.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Pretty cool. And your favorite Paul Newman movie is Judge Roy Bean, right?
Life and Times of Judge Roy Bean.
Is that your favorite?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah,
Mine's Cool Hand Luke. I like Cool Hand Luke.
But I've seen it so many times.
I know, but it's still a great movie.
Cool Hand Luke's got some great
Strother
actors
Martin, we
in
got
it.
Faye to communicate. What we have here is a Faye. That's a cliche, not a cliche line. That's a classic
Well,
line.
a favorite movie of mine that's in there, actor of mine, it was in that is George Kennedy. He's in it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I always liked George Kennedy.
Me too.
You know, he was really underrated. He always played. He never was
Character
a leading
actor
man.
like Tom was
He's
talking
a character
about
actor.
in
He
the
never
future.
was a leading man, but he was. Yeah, I love his movies.
That's a total character actor. To Tom's point, we talked recently about character actors, and that's another topic we should cover with that great book you have. We will.
Which book? Do you mean that book that's right beside you?
Right there.
Show
Let me
it to
hold
us.
it up.
Yeah, that's
Is it in frame?
Yeah, it's right there. Character actors.
Well, I want to revisit film noir.
Yeah, film noir. Yeah, show me that book. Show me that book, Al. That's a great book.
It is a great book.
Al got this book first
shut
and
up.
told me about. No.
Oh, well,
I was going to say Al got this book first and told me about it, and I found it. That's all.
I
That's all
bought
I'm
it off
saying.
of eBay, brand new.
Yeah.
And I forget what I paid for it. But you bought it used off of eBay, right?
For about half the price.
Half
you
the
paid for it.
price. Well,
Yeah.
it's still a great book.
It's a very well done book.
It's very well done.
And real quick, we talked about this at the top of the show, the Beverly Hillbillies. I'm watching these for the very first time.
Wow,
and that's where all those great shows came from that spun off from them, like Petticoat Junction, Green Acres. But the character development early on, because Paul Henning, the creator, wrote most of the early episodes, and he had a co-writer in the middle of season 1. But I never knew that Bodine had a sister.
Oh,
Jethro played by Max
Reen.
Baer, Reen. And that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And they're dubbing his voice with a female actress. And I didn't know that Granny is Jed Clampett's deceased wife's mom. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was his grandma or something. And I didn't even know that Donna Douglas's character, Ellie Mae, is his daughter. And I didn't know that Jethro, and this is old news to everyone listening. He's already checked out, Al. He told me on the way here. I'm so sick of those. I watched them at Turner. I had every episode in my film collection.
You know, when they got rid of their films, I got every one of them.
You had every I Dream of Jeannie. You had every Beverly Hillbillies.
I had all the
But I noticed on Tubi TV they streamed the Beverly Hillbillies and it has the original Kellogg's tag, sponsor tag, and they're from 16mm film. And I recommend if you've never seen these early Beverly Hillbillies, at least watch the pilot, which to the layman is episode 1. They have the unaired version of the pilot on Tubi TV. It's 33 minutes long, so it's about 8 minutes or so longer than the broadcast version.
Yeah.
And there's different takes, there's alternate scenes, and there's bits that were done in early episodes, like maybe episode 3. Like there's a funny episode where Donna Douglas is Ellie Mae. She's being courted by a guy, and a guy tries to kiss her hand, and she flips her and goes, "He tried to bite me." And that bit was in the end of the unaired pilot, and it had a different title. In the Tubi version unaired pilot, it's called The Hillbillies of Beverly Hills.
Well, Pluto TV runs them too, 24 hours a day.
Yeah, but this is on demand though, and also it's on Freevee, which is one of the prime streaming services.
Yeah.
But listen, man, there's hardly any commercials in Tubi TV. There's a 30-second ad before the episode starts, and then midway through there's a break of about maybe 5 spots, and that's it. That's pretty limited commercial interruption.
As long as they break, when they break, they put it where the commercial goes. A lot of times these streaming services, they have computer generated. They'll just stop it, random play.
And that's friggin' annoying in the middle of a scene. Yeah. But no, it's really entertaining. And again, they're from 16mm film, and it'll say brought to you by Kellogg's, and they left that in. And I just think in today's day and age, it's amazing that they didn't just stream the DVDs. You know what I mean?
Well, the DVDs.
Somebody knew what they were doing.
Well, the DVDs, like when they first released the Andy Griffith Show and Bonanza on DVD, didn't have the original theme song with it.
No, in fact, I've got some Beverly Hillbillies that I bought years ago on DVD that doesn't have the original song on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And guys, I have a little question. There's a debate. Like, I must have misheard this. There's a podcast we like, the Kimmer Show podcast, and they were talking about, unless I misheard, the first color television show maybe they said animated. They said it was the Jetsons, and that came out in '63. And I'm like, no,
they're wrong.
I must have misheard. But let's just talk about the first color shows. Was not Bonanza? I heard in 1954 it was the actual. It was a live NBC broadcast in color, but to me that doesn't count. I'm talking about weekly episodic. Hazel did one color.
What
episode
they did,
in season 1.
the Jetsons. What they meant was. The Jetsons was the first color episode that ABC Network aired. That was the very first color show that ABC aired.
But the Flintstones was ABC, and that predates that show, and that was in color.
It was originally black and white, I think.
Originally black and white.
Oh, so did they colorize them for syndication or something?
No, they did not the first season.
Well, that must be true. I just didn't know that. I
ABC
thought
was the first color show they aired.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be damned. So I missed that detail about ABC.
And that was before the Flintstones.
Yeah. No, Flintstones started in 1960.
Flintstones was before the Jetsons.
And it was a direct takeoff on the Honeymooners.
And Jetsons was only like 2 seasons, I think.
1 season.
Yeah. Was it 1 season?
30. There's 30 episodes of Top Cat. Top Cat also only lasted 1 season on
I
ABC.
love Top Cat.
But see, that was... Wait a minute. We got to research this because Top Cat was before the Jetsons. It started in 1961, and it was in color. I have it on film, the pilot. So something's not right
Was it
here.
a half-hour show or just a cartoon?
It was a half-hour primetime show, Top Cat. It lasted 1 season, 30 episodes.
I remember the single cartoon.
I don't remember Top Cat. I don't remember Top Cat being
on ABC
network.
Let
me rephrase that.
That's a Hanna-Barbera thing. It was just
not prime time or anything like that. I think it was still Saturday morning. I think I could be wrong.
No, I'm certain it was prime time.
Okay.
And it was on. I'm looking it up right now to verify. I'm certain.
You don't fight about it?
I'm positive. But golly, hang on a second. I'm gonna look it up and verify it. But now the Bonanza was an early color live action show. The Virginian 1962 is when that started. Was in color.
Yeah.
Western The Adventures of Superman.
There's one
in color. It started in black and white, and it went to color early on.
Yeah, there's one that was even earlier. Cisco Kid was all shot in color.
Really?
I hated that show.
I didn't like it either, but it was shot in color.
Well, there were some Superman cartoons that were in color.
All the Superman cartoons, or the Max Fleischer cartoons were in color.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and they're great animation.
I had a few of those at one time on film.
Yeah.
Fellas, Top Cat was on ABC. It was in prime time. I'm seeing it right here. It debuted September 27th, 1961, a full 2 years before the Jetsons. And it was in color. So I'm just saying, it's a mystery we can unravel.
What was its time slot? Does it say?
If I had my book, I could tell you. No, it doesn't say.
Okay.
But it's in my book. I remember I verified because I did a post in the Nostalgic Podblast Facebook group. I'll go look it up while you chat amongst yourself because I know I did a post celebrating the anniversary of its debut, and I mentioned all of that, like the time slot.
All right, let's chat amongst ourselves. I've just got a shot of you and me, so let's chat. Wait, don't
that means he won't be talking.
That's okay.
Good. I've talked enough, haven't I? Oh yeah, celebrate.
Don't even look at him. So Al,
I forgot to use this.
You did. You did forget to use the old bell.
The chance bell.
The chance bell. So I noticed that there's a Silver Scream spook show coming up on October 1st.
And you were going to go.
I was going to go. But anyway, it's and they're running The Tingler.
The Tingler, William Castle.
Now, do you remember, because, and I don't mean to say this, and don't take it as a derogatory statement, but you're old enough to remember probably the original theater run of that movie?
No. When did it come out? I
want to say late 50s, early 60s.
No, I don't remember. The first time I saw The Tingler was on television. I didn't see it in the theater.
Okay, because they wired seats.
Right, and they had the Tingler coming down the aisles and whatever.
Yeah. So, what do you think that Shane Morton, who is, am I supposed to say Shane Morton, who was Professor Morte, Professor Morte, yes. And do you think he's going to wire the seats?
I don't know if they'll do that or not. They'll probably have a Tingler coming down the aisle.
I don't doubt that. Probably an oversized Tingler.
Right, a big one.
A big one, like you would normally do. But Chance, you just chime in when you're ready to come back in, or hit the bell.
I have it, but I didn't want to interrupt.
But I think that it will be. If I can go, I will go. But it will be a good show. But what I don't like about it is it's so late at night.
And well, they do have one early on Saturday.
Well, for the kids. For the kids. For like 10 a.m. for the kids.
Yeah, but it's a little tamer version.
It's much tamer. Yeah. It's much tamer.
But if you're going to see the movie, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry,
no. And speaking of the Plaza, it's the oldest theater in Atlanta.
Is it really?
Opened in 1939. And so, but it's in a great area of downtown Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our favorite restaurants there, the Majestic.
Yeah, that's right.
We used to always eat at the Majestic. It's been there forever.
Yeah.
They close at 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They open up for breakfast, but they're not open for dinner.
Well, you think it's because of COVID, or you think it's because of they just can't find people to work?
I don't know. That's sad because if we go see the Tingler, I want to go eat at the Majestic.
Yeah, but,
you know.
And you can't go to Zestos anymore because they close them downtown. There's 2 left. There's 2 Zestos left.
For people that don't know, the Majestic is like it's an old cafe, and it's got the old neon signs around it.
It's a Greek joint.
It's beautiful old restaurant, and it's got the old style booths in it. Probably the originals when they opened it, but you know, and they're great food. But they closed early. They close at 3 now.
Yeah. Are you back?
I'm back.
No.
I was just pulling up some data for you fellas. Do you remember if the Flintstones debuted in black and white or in color?
I thought,
but you may have had a black and white TV and
that's very true.
Couldn't tell.
That's very true.
Because all of them are in color, but I don't think they would have colorized them. I mean,
no, they
I
wouldn't
think
have.
they all were in color.
All right. Well,
I think so.
But it's interesting because the only thing you ever see, like the Winston cigarette commercial, for
in
instance,
black and white.
It's always been in black and white.
And it probably was. The commercials a lot of times were in black and white, and the program being color. Right. Well, the Flintstones began on ABC on September 30th, 1960. Probably in color. So I'm just saying, I don't know what they're talking about with the
Jetsons.
The Jetsons didn't debut until September 23rd, 1962, on ABC. Now, to answer your question about Top Cat, I found that from my post. Top Cat by Hanna-Barbera was a primetime cartoon that lasted only 30 episodes, airing on ABC TV at 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday nights. Wow. And it started Wednesday, September 27th, 1961, and it ended on September 27th, 1962, which was a rerun. So there you go, and it only lasted.
See, because I remember
30 episodes of Top Cat.
So I remember it being on Saturday mornings too.
It probably
so
was. They probably recycled it. Yes, good word.
You probably was a syndicated version on
your
local
sure
station.
I'm sure
World Vision syndicated it because I have some film prints on 16 in color, and it had the old World Vision logo.
No, when I worked at Channel 17, we had the single cartoons, the Top Cat cartoons. I think they, so. And
Did you really?
Yeah, we had that and Touche Turtle.
Well, I remember Touche Turtle, Wally Gator.
Yeah, we had all those.
All of those were good too. And I had I'm still upset about that. I had a whole reel.
I like Touche Turtle.
I had a Wally Gator, Magilla Gorilla cartoon, which I loved Magilla Gorilla. And he was Ideal, brought to you by Ideal Toys, and he was Saturday morning and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, Magilla Gorilla, Touche Turtle, Wally Gator, and Yippee Yappy and Yahooey.
I don't remember.
I forget what they were. They were like the Three Musketeers. Mm-hmm. They were dogs. I can't think. I can't think. I remember their names: Yippee Yappy and Yahooey, but I don't remember their names. But anyway, they were all in one reel, one packed 1,200 foot reel, and a good color. Wish I'd have kept it. I think you helped me pack it up, if you remember.
Well, they would be red probably by now.
No, they were low fade. They were low fade. Just like I had the low fade of the Jack Benny, the mouse that Jack built. I had a low fade of that. Had several low fade Tom and Jerry cartoons that I got from Tom Hudgens, and I also
deceased now, unfortunately.
He was deceased, yeah.
I like the early Tom and Jerry.
And I got a Technicolor. I had a Technicolor of Lonesome Ghost with Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy.
Oh.
And somebody on Facebook has it for sale right now for $450. I guarantee I didn't get $450 for it, but I got.
Well, the reason a lot of film prints are bringing big bucks is because they just don't make them anymore. You can't find them. Back in the early when we were collecting, they were plentiful.
Yeah,
you could find just about anything you wanted.
So, guys, the television's first primetime network color series was titled The Marriage, a situation comedy broadcast live by NBC in the summer of 1954.
I don't remember
that. Goes way back.
It does. I don't remember that at all.
But we didn't get a color TV in our house for a while, you know?
And there were weird things about color in black and white. For instance, Hazel. They aired one episode in color in their first season, which was in black and white. It was called What Do We Watch Tonight?, where the Baxter family got a color TV set.
Right.
And so they shot it in color. It was kind of a gimmick. Mm-hmm. and I think it was like the 6th episode or something, and then you had one solo color episode of the original Perry Mason, which was strange. They did one in color. Remember that from your Turner days?
Yeah.
Wasn't that strange? And it was cool to see in color. But that show, I think some shows are suited best for black and white.
I
like
like
The Outer
Perry Mason,
Limits, for instance, The Twilight Zone. But I wish Lost in Space season 1 had been filmed in color. You know.
Yeah, but I think they could colorize that now. Like Zach Smothers from Pop Culture does such an amazing job of doing that. I mean, it's amazing. It looks beautiful. It's beautiful. I could show you clips well, I could, but we're doing a show.
Right.
But I could show you clips and you go, wow, that was originally in color.
Let's do that next time if you think about it. Yeah. And to your point, I see here Cisco Kid, just like you said. The syndicated show, Cisco Kid, the Western, had been filmed in color since 1949 in anticipation of color broadcasting. Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I mean, and then I guess the next big thing in the world of television in the 80s was stereo television. In stereo. NBC made a big deal about that because they were owned by RCA.
They would have the little icon at the bottom, in stereo.
With the peacock.
Yeah.
Right. I remember from my David Letterman late night watching days, I would record it on VCR because I was in school, like 6th grade when it debuted, and I would watch it when I got home from school instead of doing my homework. That's why I was never a good student. I was watching too much TV.
You still watch too much TV.
I do. Now I'm a streaming addict. I'm a junkie, man. I'm like a stream
What's your
head.
favorite streaming channel that you get the most enjoyment from?
I think now Tubi, but I like Crackle also. Crackle has some Easter eggs in there that you have to search for. You have to search, like Hardcastle and McCormick. That's a show I never watched when it was new, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'd seen one or two here or there back in the day, but you have to search. It's on Crackle. And, I'll tell you a little loophole to get around the ads, too, that I shared with you on the phone. But if you search Hardcastle and McCormick, it pops up. And my theory is they have some original music in it, like John Fogerty, from the original artist, not just covers. And I don't know why Fall Guy can't be put out in home video or streaming because of music rights, but then these other shows are. Anyway, on Crackle, if you search Hardcastle and McCormick, they're all there. But the dumb thing is they don't list them by season. It says there's 66 episodes. It says season 1, episode 66. No, there were 22 episodes per season. It doesn't matter. But here's the loophole to get around the ads. What I've noticed, like if you have to do laundry or a chore around the house and you want to watch, say, an hour show, which is about 48 minutes without ads back in the 80s, hit play, walk away, and then the streaming ads will play, and then you rewind it to the start, and they won't play again. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really?
And that doesn't work on every streaming service. I tried that on Freevee, and like for the first break, you could do that, where you basically would hit play, do something, mute the TV, do something else, listen to some music or whatever, and then wait for the whole show to play and go back and rewind it. But Crackle, now, if anyone from Crackle's listening, they'll probably fix it. But you could watch at least Hardcastle.
See what you've done?
At least Hardcastle McCormick. That's what I do to save time. I hit play for 48 minutes, come back to it, but you got to hit rewind first because if it goes to the next episode and you go back, you got to watch the ads again. So you got to make sure that, and you see, like when you pause it, you can see like a little round yellow thing indicating where the commercials are slated to kick in.
But usually the ads are short anyway. They're not very long.
No, but they're not on Tubi, like I said previously, but there are some long breaks. Some have 6 ads on Crackle, but I love Crackle. Answer your question, I'd say Tubi's probably my favorite because they don't have a whole lot of ads.
I know
yet,
Peacock has a lot of ads,
and that's paid.
Yeah.
That's lame that they make you pay and you still watch ads.
There's a freebie version.
Prime
of Peacock.
does that too. Sorry,
there's a freebie version of Peacock.
Yeah.
Well, it was always my dream
because it's on Comcast.
It was always my dream as a young man I never did it to be rich enough to buy a network, and I was just going to run classic TV, commercial free, uncut. Yeah. But nowadays with technology, that's pretty much what you have, uncut. But they're ad
how would you make money? You just be rich enough you wouldn't worry about it.
It's subscription service. I was going to make it like a pay cable, like a Showtime or HBO. That was what I wanted to do, and technology's here. So
Pluto does that now, so it's kind of like. Although I will say this, they added a channel not too long ago called the Ed Sullivan channel, and it's unwatchable. It's unwatchable.
The quality's not very good.
Well, no, it's not. It's not even the quality. It's quality in a different way. It's heavily heavily edited. You're thinking you're going to get to watch a whole Ed Sullivan show.
No,
from
they
start
cut
to
them to
finish.
half hours.
And they cut, and
It's a half hour.
not only do they cut them up, but they cut up all the acts. Like they'll use maybe 45 seconds to a minute and a half of Richard Pryor. Then they'll use the same amount of time for John Biner or whoever. And it's just like, it's just cut up too much and go, this is not even enjoyable.
You know, Decades runs that at night.
I don't
The
know who
Decades
does it.
channel runs Ed
Yeah, they
Sullivan
do.
at night.
Yeah, I mean, but is it cut up? Is it cut up like that?
It's a half-hour
Yeah.
version.
It is. It's cut up.
Yeah, it's probably.
And they did. Can I briefly? This really irritated me. Getting back to the Beverly Hillbillies, I should have mentioned this earlier. They do a weekend binge on Decades. Typically, it always starts Saturdays at noon until 6 a.m. Monday morning of a particular show. So that's how I got this Beverly Hillbillies kick, because a couple weekends ago they had a Beverly Hillbillies binge. Well, they skipped the 12th episode. You know why? Because it had the rebel flag in it. And it had guns in it in a joking way, where it's a feud between the Clampetts and their next door neighbors, the Drysdales, because they felt like the nephew was. They thought he had proposed to
Louis
Ellie Mae.
Nye. Louis Nye.
Correct, played by Louis Nye.
Yeah.
I had that on film.
Had reneged on a proposal.
They ran that on Pluto the other day.
Yeah.
So because I was
On
watching.
streaming, it's okay, but I guess they feel. I mean, I just thought that was cowardly, because that's a good network. Decades is a good network, but
It is.
for them, and that was a key episode, because those had continuity. Like the 2 episodes before, you saw the whole courting of her. Played by Louis Nye, who was like a 35-year-old college student.
Yes.
He's been in college for years. He's like,
and my favorite Louis Nye character was Zombo from the Monsters.
right.
He was a funny man. He was a funny man.
Which an episode of that sold for $700 and some odd bucks on eBay.
Yeah.
Recently.
Even though there's a laugh track, people were watching the show.
They were.
And I did that from Tyler Perry Studios. I was paid to watch some of his shows and just laugh and react to it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, sometimes you kind of...
Well, they have applause signs.
You kind of overdo it, so it's not a genuine laugh. You're trying to...
Well, Tyler would run the laugh machine while we're shooting an episodic. He would run the machine. And
for the benefit of the actors or something?
Let me finish. And the actors had earbuds. And if you look for them, you can see them in some scenes. And that laugh track would go exclusively to those earbuds. So the timing would be just right for the actors to pause for that laughter to sink in. Then they would continue. That's what they did. That's why they did that. That's how he did that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, in that Beverly Hillbillies 12th episode, The Feud, they just literally, like Granny gets out the rebel flag, Confederate flag, and puts it in front of their mansion to indicate, we're in a feud, we're going to kick your butt, like Civil War style. And that was just too much for Decades. And it's in black and white, so you don't see the stars and bars in color. So,
well, it's not that that whoever owns the films now would cut it. They just didn't want to play it.
And that's another good point. They could have just cut that one little moment, but I think that's why I thought it must be the guns too.
But then you'd have been pissed that they cut it.
It's better than not airing it at all, because it was a story arc. It was the conclusion of that 3-episode story arc. It was dumb. Pissed me off when they skipped it. But that's why I went to streaming. Hey, that's where I found it on Tubi and noticed, hey, they've got the Kellogg's ads. This is better, and it's uncut, and it's 16 millimeter. I love it.
Yeah.
That's the happy ending of that little
For a while, Antenna TV would run stuff like that. But, I can't watch Antenna TV because they stretch the image out.
Oh, they do, yeah.
It looks horrible.
Yeah, and they don't play the end credits. They'll start the next show.
They squeeze it down,
And I love hearing the old theme songs. That's one thing I do in retro music cuts. Is I feature an occasion. I have real music.
You know why
but
they do
I'll
that,
feature a
don't you?
classic theme that
they want you
beloved.
to stay with them to watch the next show. They figure if they run the end credits, you might get up and walk away.
Yeah,
or change
right.
The channel.
Correct.
But you're right, it is stretched. Now, is that because of the transmitter? Meaning it's stretched to fit a modern TV.
I don't know who does it, whether the network
screen.
does that or the TV station.
It's distorted, though.
It's distorted.
But you can adjust the settings in your TV to make it look normal.
but then when they play a regular commercial, then it becomes skewed,
But then it'll
work.
want to screw up the other channels that are broadcast correctly.
Yes, it will.
You have to do it just for that specific channel. Yeah. And then you turn it back.
I don't watch Antenna TV enough to worry about. I like Grit TV.
Again, I admire these diginets for bringing back these beloved shows, these sitcoms we all know and love, and I feel bad for them having their revenue cut short by the success of streaming, but it is what it is. It's technology.
Yeah, it is.
You ever watch Grit TV?
The Western Channel, yeah, I do. I like that. I do.
And they run everything in the proper aspect ratio.
Now, here recently, and I told you about this the other day, was Sirius XM, channel 104, I think, is now running This Is Your Life with Ralph Edwards.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Well,
it's audio.
Well, it's audio only. So, and I'm sitting there, listening. I'm going, man, I'd love to see the video like they did Boris Karloff the other night. When I was driving home from work, I listened to it. Boris Karloff. They've done the best of. They did Laurel and Hardee, which I remember. Which you can't see that on YouTube. Mm-hmm. You can probably see a lot of these on YouTube, and.
What was that guy's name? Ralph
Edwards.
Yeah.
And they're all so campy and corny, yes, but it's still fun to see your favorite old-time actors being recognized and the way they were. And they would always give, back in the 60s, early 60s, late 50s, they would always, at the end of the show, they would give them a film of
the show,
as well as a Bell and Howell projector to run it on.
Oh, yeah.
And they would always show the projector and everything. So it was fun to see that because
on XM,
on Sirius XM.
That's cool. So it's audio, obviously audio only. Yeah. I definitely want to check that out, and I'd love to see the old Bob Barker Truth or Consequences. That's another subject.
Truth or Consequences. Yeah.
And by the way, speaking of Bob Barker, I had posted a photo because recently the Price is Right CBS version started its 51st season, and as we know, it started on NBC and it was on ABC with Bill Cullen hosting.
Yes.
I got blasted, and I had said specifically, it's the 51st season of the CBS Price is Right. And all these people are correcting me. What about Bill Cullen? Bill Cullen. And I said, I was talking CBS. Well, I posted a photo of Bob Barker with the original Barker's Beauties, which is so...
I saw that.
And some people got offended. It was a minority of people, a minute amount, but still very vocal people said, what is... And all he had was Bob Barker, I'll show you on camera, had his hands around the waist of Janice Pennington and Anitra Ford, her real last name's Wine, and people flipped out.
Which one of those girls, or both of them, sue him? I mean,
no.
Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Holly sued him, which is the redhead, because allegedly she was let go because she gained weight. And supposedly that lawsuit wasn't successful. I think Bob Barker has either settled, like Diane Parkinson, he had a mutually consensual relationship with her, and then after the fact, she went after him for money, and supposedly they settled. I don't know the details of that. That's just what's in public domain. Let me find that picture just for the camera, and then I'll step off the subject. But do you think, I mean, it's not like he's touching their privates. He's got his hand.
He's not.
And it's 1972, folks, but Anitra Weinstein.
And they've got mini skirts on. And you know, it's just a publicity.
And had Janice been offended, would she have been on the show for, 3 decades after this photo was taken? I mean, give me a break. Is this on camera?
Yeah, it's right there. So,
there's the photo, folks.
You're pushing your drink in my way here.
Those that are listening on Fistful of Radio, I direct you to our YouTube channel.
There it is.
The Nostalgic Podblast, but there it is on camera. Okay, so some people were just like, oh, what a pervert. I see now why these people sued him. But Anitra Weinstein, the brunette in that shot, she's actually an actress.
Don't see it now.
You don't see it now.
She was in The Longest Yard. And she had an explosive scene with Burt Reynolds where she was like the ex-girlfriend. Right. They have a physical fight. And she also, just for poops and giggles, for trivia, she also was in the first Wonder Woman TV movie with Ricardo Montalban and Kathy Lee Crosby playing Wonder Woman, the blonde best known for That's Incredible, which was kind of like Real People back in the day.
Yes.
And she was the villainess. She played a rogue Amazonian that was after riches. And she had a good acting career. She quit Price is Right in 1976. She's still alive. She's about 80 years old.
Oh, wow.
But Anitra Ford, real last name is Weinstein. She was just gorgeous, and I loved her. She was on Match Game for only 6 episodes.
Oh, you should call her up. She's in her 80s.
So how long have we gone today?
146, 148.
Yeah, we like to go at least.
That's interesting. She's 80-some years old.
She's 80, I believe, and she's still alive. And Janice Pennington wrote a book. She actually had a husband die who was in the CIA. It was called Husband, Lover, Spy, I believe is her book. It was a very interesting read. I read it. But Janice Pennington was, and Anitra Ford were the original Barker's Beauties, and then Diane Parkinson joined, I think, in 1978. Anyway, and she was my favorite Barker Beauty, Diane Parkinson, the blonde. She was sexy.
Yeah, yeah.
What have you got
I
there?
don't want to touch something.
That was good. That was good.
What are you pulling out?
Nothing. It's nothing.
What is that?
Nothing of any
Is that
concern.
is that a tablet?
Yeah. Nothing of any concern.
What kind of tablet? Is that something you can write
Nothing
on?
of any concern. No?
Nothing of concern.
Chance, what are you doing? You trying
Plug
to
it in my power. I unplugged the power cord to swing the laptop around to show that picture of Bob Barker that was so offensive to some, and they were calling him terrible names and a pervert. And
why don't you come up for air?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
running my
motor mouth
to-
today.
I am. It's the caffeine. It's not drugs. I assure you.
Okay, that's cool.
And then you hit that, and it goes away.
I think I.
What?
Then you hit that, and it goes away. You can draw on it. And
Well, isn't that
you
nice?
hit that, and it goes away.
Another little toy.
Yeah, that's a little toy.
I think our friend Rusty Turner's watching. Let me see here. I got Rusty and Paula. Say hi to her.
Oh yeah, Ray Heath. Do y'all know Ray Heath? He says
Yes.
good stuff.
No, I don't know.
He says
Ray.
disco sucks. He was agreeing with, or when I was talking about my music show on fistfulofradio.com, retro music cuts, commercial free, nonstop music. I might
Well,
add.
Ray Heath is a friend of mine in North Carolina. He's an engineer at the TV station I used to work at, the very first TV station.
Oh, cool.
Now he's there now. I was not there when
He's
I was
still
there.
there?
No, he's
okay.
you know
So
he's
sorry.
he was there after I left.
No.
He came.
And I understand, Ray. That's why I don't program that many disco songs during my music block, because you're not alone in that assertion.
Self promotion here. It's just
no.
It's just like
No, it's all right. We got to.
Yes, you do. That's a great projector picture. Of that
I saw that picture. That guy has a.
Yeah. It's
I
great,
have.
Great
let me see that
projectors.
picture again. I have two of those projectors.
Yeah,
Let me
I'm
see.
sure
I
you do.
have. Well, it went away. Oh well.
Oh well.
But I have two of the projectors he posted. There's this guy online. He posted his 16 millimeter projectors.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like it as a speaker.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
see, there's the Kodak projector. That's the
Yeah.
Pageant. I've got that one.
Yeah.
It works fine. And the
That's a
Ikes.
good one.
Yeah.
We're talking about this picture right here of all these projectors that somebody's got up online.
Nice display. Now,
Because I've got like 30 some projectors, and
they're in the other room. We
They're in
need to
the
take
other
a
room?
rolling camera and go in there and show.
One thing we still haven't done, we were going to take a field trip, which we never did because we all got sidetracked with COVID and stuff, and do it on video, and we need to do that. We were going to go to the museum.
We were going to go to Oliver Hardee Museum there in Hiram, Georgia.
Hiram, Georgia.
And
is he buried in Hiram?
No, he's buried in
California.
Hollywood. Yeah.
But guys, I thought it was out east, like on I-20. There was something on I-20.
It is 20. It's I-20.
Hiram is?
Hiram.
I'll be damned. I was thinking it was near Dallas, Georgia.
Is it 20 east or west?
It's 20 head toward Augusta.
Well, that's
yeah,
east.
that's east.
That's east. Yeah.
Okay, well that's the one. Okay,
Yeah.
Well, hers pretty nice. I'd like to go sometime.
we got to do a field trip, man.
We'll do that.
All right. Well, we've been going almost 2 hours, so we're
Okay.
going to have to say goodbye here. Plus, everything's starting to stutter here for some reason. I guess.
What do you mean? Your video?
Yeah, ever since I opened that screen up, I guess.
Maybe it's trying to.
Ever since I updated OBS, it doesn't seem to like certain things, and I think what happens is
I shared it twice.
Is the update see it doing that? Mm-hmm. And I got a new computer, and it shouldn't be doing what it's doing.
I think that's the computer. I don't think it's OBS.
It's the program OBS that's causing it. It's not the computer.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I've got a lot of stuff going here, and whereas you've got two cameras, that's it.
Yeah, but you bought.
I've got
that's
one
it.
camera. That's it.
But you bought this high-end computer that's supposed to handle all of that stuff.
All right, but you're not listening to me. Listen to me very carefully.
What?
Okay. And this to do what we're doing here today.
Oh, I know you.
Listen, let me finish.
Okay.
Uses a lot of memory and uses a lot of stuff. And OBS updated last night. It wasn't doing this before that update. It was not doing it at all because I ran it. I kept it running. I ran it through its paces. It wasn't doing it. But since I updated
Well, I'm looking now, and it's okay.
Let me finish. Let me finish. And ever since I updated it, it does this.
But you had the other computer open, and it was interfering with this one here.
Correct, because you're using up too much
memory
and everything.
when you closed it down, it's fine.
Thank you.
But you don't need that other one open.
But you blame the computer. I blame OBS because chances are it's a software bug, which they will probably fix. See, whenever I tell you these things, that sadly I'll tell you them, and 8 times out of 10, they'll come to fruition and go, "Oh, you were right."
Yeah.
So just go with me on this, okay?
I hear you, man.
Well, we can't really complain because it's free software. Right,
and you being the king of free, that's
Look, folks, I'm not that cheap. They make fun of me, but I'm not that cheap.
Yeah, well,
but there it's.
You should have heard him complaining at Longhorn
great.
today.
Well, $15 for a hamburger.
You're right. That is expensive, and everything.
When you can go to McDonald's and get a hamburger, you can.
It's quality though. You get what you pay for.
It's true.
And you're the king
want a frozen burger or fresh?
You're the king of McDonald's. You're the king of McDonald's.
No, you still go to McDonald's a lot?
No, I don't.
He texted me a picture the other day. Every week I see a picture of his fast food lunch.
Let me explain. And let me explain.
A whole pile of fries,
against his attack.
Two burgers.
Let me defend against his attack. McDonald's mailed out coupons for a free large French fry, no purchase necessary.
Okay.
No purchase necessary.
Oh, really?
Right.
And I got multiples mailed to me. So I was getting my free fry, and then I will be honest, sometimes, and this is not healthy, I don't condone this, I always make a vegetable, whether it's spinach or corn, with this. He's right in one point. There's a coupon that Burger King mailed out, $3, double cheeseburger, fries or onion rings, and a drink. What a deal in this economy, $3.
Yeah.
So I would get that with onion rings, and then get my free large fry, which is a lot of fried crap. Yeah. But that's a $3.18 meal.
Well, I'll even use McDonald's coupons the other week. I mean,
but that doesn't mean you have to eat it.
I don't eat it often. I don't eat
every
McDonald's.
week.
I do not. Lately, I've gotten the free. It's about to expire in early October, so I was just.
Yeah.
I look like such a cheap.
But don't you call it a fast food Friday or something?
When I grew up, Mom used to get my sister and I.
That's fine.
Once a week, she goes, "It's fast food Friday to celebrate the weekend." Yeah. And we get either McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's. When we were kids, isn't it?
Was Pizza Hut amongst them? No, it's Pizza. I mean,
where's the beef?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut? No. It would always be a burger joint.
Yeah, always. Okay.
Get a Frosty, All
right, I had a burger today. That's the first one I had since last week.
It's a fresh burger,
but it was a pretty thick burger.
It was
fresh.
That sucker
it was good.
Pretty thick. I was impressed.
It was delicious.
Longhorn makes a good burger.
Yeah, I was impressed with how big they were.
It was a big burger, but it's expensive.
One other question before we wrap, gentlemen. Yeah. Do you know of an actor that routinely would mispronounce words that you liked?
Oh, wow.
Let me just tell you about mine while you think on that. Richard Anderson, best known as Oscar Goldman on The $6 Million Man and The Bionic Woman, and he was in stuff in the 60s. Hell, he was in the very last Fugitive episode, which I have on film with the original ads. We watched it at Al Hardee's house, The Judgment, parts 1 and 2. Long story short, he mispronounced so many words. Like in that last Fugitive episode, instead of sadists, he says to Lieutenant Gerard, he's the third actor to play Kimball's brother-in-law, by the way. Because you had James Sikking play him originally. Anyway, for whatever reason, the actor wasn't available, so they recast. So in the final episode, this character was played by Richard Anderson. And he goes, "What are you, some kind of a sadist, Gerard, instead of sadist?" And why didn't anyone correct it? And then I was watching a Bionic Woman on film that I just sold on eBay for like $300.
Oh.
Or $330.
It went for that much? Oh.
Yeah, last week. And I'm about to ship it out Monday. It got paid.
That's good.
But he says... about Soviets, he goes, "It was a Soviet launch." How could you pronounce Soviet?
But you know what he was saying. It's minor. It's just like.
But why didn't a script supervisor or the director, Kenneth Johnson was the director of this particular episode, say, "Richard, can you say Soviet for me? It's Soviet." I mean, have you ever heard it Soviet?
Which is what a continuity person is supposed to do. Is supposed to point out those type of things.
But guys, have you ever heard anyone pronounce Soviet?
No, only somebody like you would worry about that. I don't care.
But you know what? Every day, at least one time every day, I hear it from even the OCMs that we have at the Weather Channel.
What does OCM mean?
On-camera meteorologist.
See, I don't know that.
But sometimes they'll mispronounce a town or a city. Because they don't know the pronunciation either. And then Jason or the EP Keith will correct them in their ear because they're wearing earpiece, and they'll correct them. And then the next time we visit that same story, but they'll say it the right way. But it happens to everybody.
Pat Sajak joked the other night on Wheel of Fortune. Every year he points out this card. They give away trips, right?
Right.
Antigua. He tends to call it Antigua. The U is silent, and so they have to write on the card Antigua. So he says it right. He makes a joke about it himself. Anyway,
we have a town here.
What the heck?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got the phone turned up there. I'm sorry. That's
okay.
That's the ringtone at the front door.
We have a town close to here called Chambly.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say this.
You shouldn't.
I'll get in trouble.
No. Well, then you shouldn't.
No. You know what I'm going to say?
Yes, I do. You probably shouldn't say it.
I won't say it.
Is this an Asian thing?
Yeah. No, don't. Just resist.
That's right.
Resist. I'll turn the echo on. Resist.
No, I won't say it. But Chambly has a lot of Asians that live there.
Right.
In fact, they have a couple of TV stations there. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Low power TV stations
and radio.
They're Korean.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But and I heard people mispronounce Marietta. I've heard them.
You couldn't say it anyway, aren't you?
I almost said it.
What? Marietta? What?
No. Chambly. I'll start.
All right.
Anyway,
well, why'd you bring it up? You finish.
I just ain't bringing it up.
No, you were talking about.
I know mispronouncing stuff. Well, that's your story. You should finish it. Oh well. But Tom's running the show. If he doesn't want it on here,
no, let's don't. Okay. Let's say goodbye because that's what we really should be doing about right now. We've gone a couple hours. So
right. Wait a minute.
So we need to call it a day, and it's been fun.
Can I take this home and look at it?
What is it? The claw monsters.
It's it's just a weird looking box. Look at this. It's a Super 8.
Do you have to take the box with you?
I'll give it back to you.
No, you won't.
Oh, Richard Anderson, I met him, by the way. He's dead now, unfortunately. The guy I was talking about, the mispronounced word. Yeah. But I met him in 2005 at the Western Film Fair, Charlotte, North Carolina, and had a drink with him at the bar. I noticed he was there before the show started, and he's like, when you're an actor, you have to sell yourself. What do you do? I said, I sell advertising. And he goes, see, some people sell insurance. When you're an actor, you have to sell yourself. He was so nice. I got a bunch of, and then I met him in Tampa at another show, 06, and in Burbank, California in 07. I wasn't stalking the man. He just happened to be there. Yeah. And we watched A Bionic Woman on film with him and actor Ed Nelson, who also was in that particular episode.
That's cool.
And the organizers made a poster for me, and they both signed it, and I still have it in my home office.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it was cool. And Ed Nelson's gone, too. You know Ed Nelson?
Yes.
He was praising Steve McQueen. He acted with him in a Steve McQueen movie, and Ed Nelson was so nice, and he loved watching that. It was an episode of Bionic Woman Season 2 titled Assault on the Princess. It takes place on a cruise ship season before Love Boat started. Yeah. Anyway, and it was a above average episode. They both were in, and anyway, they watched it with me.
Now, Monsterama is coming up, and it's in Peachtree City, I think, this time for some crazy reason.
Well, that's not that far away.
And Daniel Roebuck's going to be there, who plays the new grandpa from the Munsters, the Rob Zombie Munsters. But he was also he's a character actor. He was in Matlock. He was in a lot of different shows, and more recently he was the honored at the Mayberry Day parade and blah blah blah, and so we should go, or at least I will. I'm going to go. I don't know if you guys are going to go or not, but Monsterpalooza and Monsterama, pardon me, and talk with him because he's a really nice guy. He's a very down to earth.
What date did you say the date?
I think it was October 8th. It's the weekend after the 1st, I think.
It'll be after the launch of the Netflix Monsters movie?
Yes, it will be.
Well, cool. Well, if we like it, let's all go.
If we don't like it, we'll let Al talk to him.
we can take a camera down, make some videos,
we can.
Stuff like that.
We can do that.
If he'll let us. You know, some actors are.
Oh, he will.
No pictures.
Will. But that is a cool box. I just love that box.
Look at that artwork.
Yeah,
it's a great box.
Look at the girl.
I like it.
Yeah.
The Claw Monsters.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a wonderful. It's a takeoff from another. I forget.
Released by Republic Pictures.
Yeah.
Is it like a castle thing?
No, it's.
I mean, it's like a castle, like a Ed Wood quality.
But it says United Artists, Fort Lee, New Jersey. Yeah. You know, that was a big warehouse for film.
Yeah.
In Fort Lee.
Yeah.
United Artists.
Well, that's pretty cool. You got some movie director buying your posters that you talked about earlier in the show, Al.
Oh. Yeah.
You hear the music.
That's right.
Yeah, so,
does that mean we're saying goodbye?
Yeah, we probably should. So for Al,
that's it.
There's Al's music, and for Chance, I guess we will sign off.
And for BT,
BT. I don't have BT.
Have I been looking down the whole show
Yeah.
when I'm on camera at my
Basil
computer?
Tom. Basil Tom.
Basil Tom.
Not paying attention.
This has been a film waste presentation,
yeah,
darling.
yeah. Except, like you said, we have to get the Donna Douglas version of that. You know.
I like her version from Green Acres.
Numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
That's right. We're sorry. But anyway, it's been fun, and we will see you at Al's Studio West probably next week if we do a show next week.
Can't we do it here?
I don't care.
I'm kidding.
I'm going to ban you. It's just like, yes.
And he'll do it too. You better watch it. All right, folks, we will see you next time. And so,
remember, I drove. You're going to have to walk home.
Oh, let me tell you right now, it's getting rough in here. Let me tell you.
He's getting hot.
I talked my ear off today.
The wish is granted. Long live John B.
Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
And good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
It's good to be the king.